Hey. Oh, hello. Hold on.
Okay, yes.
I fucked everything up, dude. All right. Sorry, I was fighting someone. We're fighting. Fighting who? People that need to be fought, dude. Bad actors. Are they okay? No, they're dead. Title inspiration, dude. Someone in the beginning of the stream was like, thank you for saving us from Among Us streams. And I was like, yes, that is a good title. Are we truly living in the Iron Age of content creation on dude, it's not even the Iron Age we had like tools and shit. This is like the Ooga Booga. It's literally the Ape Age, dude. Apes are running the website. The only thing that I think is good about the Among Us meta is that a lot of my friends are getting way more viewership. And that makes me happy, but Jesus Christ, I just, like, I'm only mad about Among Us as a personal viewer of Twitch. Like, as a fan of watching things on Twitch, I cannot watch my own website. That's why I'm upset. My streamer friends are doing great, and I'm happy for them. So I've been trying to find the positive. In the Iron Age, we had tools. In this age, everyone is a tool. Yes. Very good. Very good. Why are MMOs not popular in esports? Only Battle Royale and FPS. Okay, so first of all, didn't you ask this question on another account? Second of all, should we really trust this level of industry question from a person named Butt Squirts? It seems like there's some dissonance between the name you've chosen . The fuck? Hi, as a CMO, do you work mostly with strategy or plan or technical issues? You're overthinking it. I just named myself CMO so people don't blame me when I do bad shit as CEO. I learned that from Counterlogic Gaming. If you're the CEO, then everything is your fucking fault. And everyone blames you for everything. But holy shit, if you're a C anything else, then nobody gives a fuck, dude. You can literally pile bodies in your closet and nobody will fucking care. So that's why I do that shit. I just renamed myself something that I would get less blame for. I'm a co-owner literally in every single way, so it just doesn't matter. I just didn't want to catch shit. So we have like a strategy at the office because my business partner is Matt and he's the CEO, right? And I said, Matt, since you're not public facing, we just blame everything on you. And since you don't stream, nobody cares, right? And he's like, yes. And so that's what we do, Smile. So most of the stuff that happens in Novo that's like things that people don't like, it's my fault, but nobody knows that. Surely your day consists of different tasks than a CEO? No, I just said that. I literally just said it doesn't. I do the exact same thing as a CEO would. Matt and I share the 50. I do all the same stuff. It's just the only thing between Matt and I that's different is that we have different direct reports. So there's some people that work directly for me in the company and some people that work directly for him. But we do that because we have different skill sets, not because we sorry, I'm trying to find the right vibe for this stream. I haven't found it yet. Not because of like any like I said, your mind is too stuck in titles. You're like, oh, this needs to do that and this needs to do that and stuff. Like if I'm in a situation where I have a decision to make in the business and it's like, oh, wait, I can't make the decision. I'm a CMO. That's never going to happen. I'm just going to make the decision because I want to get shit done. Hi, thank you for being awesome. Thank you for being awesome. And thanks for the 3 months, bro. The first 10 minutes of the stream are just finding a vibe, dude. What is Novo? It's my company, Smile. Exclamation mark Novo. Good try. The college chat last night rocked. Yeah, the executives over at UOA won't let us make it a YouTube video. Can you believe that? What a joke, dude. Yeah, they said that not everybody... They're worried like that it's like a crowd or something, that like people didn't want to be in front of a crowd. I'm like, you're already in front of 70 people on a phone call. And yeah, there's probably maybe me talking about jerking people off is not what they want to represent, but that's not important right now. Point is, it happened, and a lot of people got something good out of it. You can watch the VOD. As somebody who used to work for colleges, that sounds exactly right. Admins love the managing amazing learning opportunities. Yeah, so apparently all they've had is like boring-ass motherfucking recruiters come in and like talk to them about why they should work for their fucking companies. So then I go in and like drop 30 minutes of like actual like, and not even like, I know this sounds fucking arrogant, but I don't care. Like, I know that was good. I know it was good. I went home and I told my girlfriend, I'm like, I was on it, dude. Like, I had it. It was the improv, it was the public speaking. Like, I know that provided a lot of value. A bunch of fucking old motherfuckers in a fucking behind a desk that don't want students to actually fucking learn anything useful. Hi, I enjoy your needing. Oh, look at all these subs. Holy shit. Blocked Magician, thanks for the 6, man. Congrats on your badge. Hi, I really enjoy your unique content. You solidified my top 3 streamers list. Designer, that's cool, man. Hi, I appreciate what you do and the content you output. Went full-time at the start of the year after watching your videos. Great. Congratulations, man. I see your check mark. Well done. Where's the EVE Online mug? It's right here. This is not a tea mug. It doesn't have like a teacup. Well, it does herbal teas. Thank you, Legion, this for the Jesus Christ, guys. For the reals, thank you for the 14. Appreciate it. All right, intro. Hello, I'm Devin Nash. I am a part-time industry streamer. I stream business stuff. We talk about business stuff in here. Okay? Business stuff related to the nature of the internet and digital media. My other job is I run a company somewhere. And so we have a lot of fun here. This is a Friday stream. So Friday means we kind of just talk about anything, although I am actually covering some Twitch relevant topics that I'm interested in. For example, Destiny getting departnered is really interesting to me. I don't actually know anything about it yet. I just looked into it to see if it's credible. So we will talk about that today. And we might talk about the state of the stream, which is a sort of like once every few months thing that we break down on which platforms are doing what in the streaming world right now. And for content creators, it's relevant of like where they can start and stuff like that. So that is most likely what we're going to do today. And we're going to do a fair amount of jerking off, most likely. So if you're in for a more chill stream, which is our Friday streams, that will be what we do today. Have you ever taken external capital at Novo? Nerd Fusion is a shutdown company. We do not run Nerd Fusion. No. I have taken on capital in previous companies I've run, but not Novo. I have no plans to take on capital in this company. I don't think it makes sense. We get a lot of offers, which is good. It kind of knows that you're providing value. I'm talking to Arcadum. Hang on. I love this guy, dude. Yeah, I saw. I know he tweeted Jack. He tweeted Jack Black. Hi, I haven't checked on the stream in a little while. What the fuck is Novo? And did we something happen to Nerd Fusion? So we closed Nerd Fusion as a company. And we have started a new company from the ground up that we've been working on for 2 years called Novo. I should probably have some kind of like, I think. Hold up. We should probably do like an announcement, huh? This is our website. I don't know if people... Dude, my imposter syndrome sucks. I'm like, nobody cares about what I do, and so I'm just not gonna like... I'm just not gonna like announce things. But I guess like I should, huh? Yeah, there's still some stuff. There's still some stuff like from Nerd Fusion that's around, obviously, because we aren't really closing down the whole company until... There's a lot of legal stuff. We're not really closing down the whole company until 2021. I think January 2021 is like the official last day, but all the employees are moved. And a lot of like the former people and broadcasters are moved and everything. A lot of the contracts are moved. Well, we did like 3 videos on it, but everybody... You know what's weird about the internet? What's weird about the internet is like people... You can say something in multiple different ways, but people won't hear about it. Like there will be people that don't know. It might take like... or it might take years to get to full saturation. It's pretty crazy. That website's clean. Thank you. This is why simulcasting works. It's why a lot of things work. I think that we need to do some kind of like press release or announcement though. I'll put it up Monday maybe. We'll do one. You're going to have a lot of Destiny drama viewers today who aren't familiar. Oh, that's probably why. Yeah. I don't think DGG cares much about me. But I don't know. Who designed the Nova website? We had a team do it. A couple people. Destiny is still one of my like best friends on the platform. I mean, I still play D&D with him every week, and I care about him a lot. So I don't actually think this is... It's weird how people are calling this a drama issue, but this is pretty clearly in the business category, right? Like, this is pretty on brand for us to talk about. I guess I don't normally talk about people getting banned and shit like that, but there's a lot to talk about with the Destiny thing, because first of all, it's a very interesting decision to departner someone versus to ban them entirely, right? That's number one. And number two, I actually think this is a benefit to Destiny if he uses it correctly, which is going to sound insane, but I will explain why I think that. I will explain why I think that. Is this the first time departnering has ever happened? No, but it's the first time it's happened and it like actually matters because like, how do I explain it? This is the first like really significant streamer that it's happened to without a ban attached to it or anything, and indefinitely. It's really weird that... It's really weird to be like, you're not going to be a partner on our website, but we're okay with you streaming here. What, like, that's a very strange decision to make. But if it's kind of funny, actually. If anyone was going to get departnered, Destiny being departnered possibly is one of the most, in terms of like his security as a career, it's probably the best person it could happen to. Because he has a totally separate method of subscribing, right? Via DGG. Feel like this dude's been fucking preparing for this for like, he's like, Destiny is the Twitch streamer equivalent of a fucking prepper, dude. He's like in his goddamn bunker, like, I'm waiting for the ban. God damn it. I'm waiting, I know Twitch is coming. I know it. You know, like, dude, like he's got his website. He's got like his fucking like whole sponsor setup. He's got everything. Like, he's got 65 cans of beans, dude. Like, this guy's fine. But we gotta cover it from the ground up in a few minutes. Hi, the advice you give has changed my life significantly. Thank you. I hope that's true. I saw one of my old courtmates post a contract to the corp wallet for 2.5 trillion ISK and moon minerals. Can you fucking send me that, dude? What the fuck? Can you get me that money? That's insane. He said he's losing 250K a year. I don't think it's that easy for him. I think that's his initial reaction. I'm going to kind of explain why I think that... So, dude, of course, like, if you get an email and it's like you're not going to be partnered, you immediately go to all of the things that suck about that. Like, you're not going to get Twitch Primes. You're not going to get tier 1s, right, off of Twitch. But if you think about it, I think if you take a little bit more time to think about it, I'll try to explain later why it won't be that bad, in my opinion. If he makes the right moves, which he's totally going to do. He's like, he's one of the, he's way smart enough to do that. Mitch is unpartnered, but you can still sub to him. No, Mitch's partnership was revoked, but I believe it was reinstated. I am not positive for that, however. I believe that Mitch is an affiliate, and that's the reason why he has a sub button. But I would argue that Destiny should absolutely not accept an affiliate contract. But again, we have to do this from the ground up. Like, I have to explain everything. Destiny just said he lost Discord partnership with DGG as well. Can you post that up for me? Post a screenshot. Oh, no. I saw this screenshot. What I was asking you was, can you get me this money? Dude, the amount of neodymium this is actually insane. This is actually so many ships. It's unbelievable. If I had these resources, good God. Discord usually follows Twitch without asking questions. I logged on my old accounts and found my stash of 2 million Thule. Send me it. Oh, thank you, Red. Okay, I guess we're talking about this. Am I going to make this a YouTube video? Probably not. But just in case, no music. Hi, wishing you an amazing weekend. Thank you, sir. Hope you're doing well. Okay, let's start from the top. Thank you very much, champ, for the 3 months. Appreciate this. So I don't entirely know what got Destiny departnered exactly. I'm gonna go look for that. Apparently, there's a clip that I don't know if I. Well, I mean, they didn't ban him, so I guess we can watch it. Well, let's go look for some info. The clip is bad. If the clip was bad, why wouldn't they have banned him? Is what I'm saying. So people are saying that Destiny was departnered because he said some kind of thing. I need to go see what got him departnered, and I apologize. I'm going to listen to this clip muted first, and then I'll kind of just make a determination if I should play it on stream. Give me just a sec. Well, don't think we'll be playing that on stream. Okay. Well, that's quite a take. So here's the I'll just explain the gist of it. He's in a discussion with somebody, I don't know who, and he says he makes a analogy that the riots, if God, I can't even explain this in a way that's okay. Basically, if and I can link it because I don't think it's like particularly you can watch it. It's Clip Chimp to watch the next 20 seconds. I don't know that I can. Can you link me the whole VOD? So more or less he said that, sorry, I'm just trying to put my thoughts together on this. He said that the riot, but I want to be really clear, like, because I understand what happened here. So the first, I'll explain what he said, but then it's really important to explain the second part of it. He basically said that the riots need to stop, and if it takes somebody shooting protesters to stop the riots, then that's an acceptable outcome. So that's essentially what he said. However, I think that there's a word for this, and I'm not like educated enough to know like what the word is, but there's this is obviously like to say that Destiny literally believes that people should be shot for in order to stop the riots. I don't think that that is true. I don't think that that's true. I don't think he would actually say that or believe it. So, yeah, hyperbolic. Is that the word? Define hyperbolic. Relating to hyperbola. Okay, that fucking helps. Okay. Exaggerated. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So, I think that it's yeah. I think that it's exaggerated. Basically, I don't think Destiny's a person who like really understands his arguments, right? Like all Destiny thinks about all day is how to argue with people. So he is a person who it actually taught me about how to stack up your premises in such a way that you reach a conclusion that is supported, right? So I'm sure that like if you put him in a box and you said, "Do you believe that people who that people who are rioting should get shot in order for them to stop rioting?" He would categorically say no. I think we all agree with that, right? So he definitely doesn't believe what he said. I think. People in chat are saying yes. If they're attacking property, he would say yes. Okay, regardless, like whatever. No, I'm not sure about it. I don't really know. Regardless, let's go to like the heart of the issue, right? Like, so the problem on Twitch, right? Because there's going to be two sides to this, okay? There's going to be some people that are saying it's out of context or whatever. And there's some people that are saying, no, he actually does believe that. Okay, whatever, right? It's not important. The problem on Twitch is, and I go back to this where I say, okay, why was Caseytron banned? Remember when Caseytron was banned a while back? She said something about COVID and old people. And it was really clearly a satire, or I don't know if satire is the right word. It was meant to be a joke. So she said, basically she said, well, when COVID kills all the old people, we won't have to deal with them anymore. And it was like that really dark humor. And she got banned, right? So the question is why? Why did she get banned? So the reason she got banned, and the reason why Destiny got departnered here, was because let's imagine something like we need MS Paint for this. It's been a while since I pulled out my ultimate weapon, but I think we need it for this. So in MMOs, right, there's a thing called an area of effect. And you can call this like the immediate explosion area, okay? And this is like, this right here is like, let's say this is like the core audience, okay? And then we'll draw another circle out of this. It's like an orange circle that's like bigger. And we'll call this like frequent viewers. Except we'll put that in black or whatever. Okay. And then we'll draw an even bigger circle outside of this. And obviously there's just like different layers of this. And this is like casual watchers or whatever, or like people that know of person. And then we'll draw like an infinitely bigger circle outside of this. That's not infinitely bigger, but if I put it off to the sides, it looks like it. And like your blue circle is people who haven't even heard of Twitch and are just like on the outside. Obviously, this is like way, way bigger. Okay. So the yeah, it's quite literally AoE, but not the good kind of AoE like what you do, Healthy Gamer. It's the bad kind of AoE. So let's say that I throw a grenade at the center of this, okay? Everybody in the... It's a figurative grenade. It's a video grenade, okay? Everyone in that sort of like orange and red radius gets affected, but people get less and less affected until they don't get affected at all on the outside. But let's say that a grenade is thrown right now in a random village in Syria, and that just happened. So me sitting in my office in Seattle, I'll never know about that, right? But maybe if I was in the village over, I would hear about it. So in the same way, Twitch bans people not necessarily because of the core audience and their response. Because let's say just I don't really know, and I'm not like making a case for it, but let's say within this audience right here, people that view him once a week or people that actually watch him every day, these people understand that this could have been exaggerated and that this thing could have been exaggerated, okay? But then people within this audience, and you can say this is like the LSF crowd, and if you look at like their reactions and what they're saying, we lost one of our circles. How do you redo something? What's the command to redo something? Control Z, Control Y. Yeah, circle's back. Within this circle right here, right? This is the LSF crowd, and they're all like, you look at their comments, and here's their comments. He isn't smart. He's so stupid for saying this. He's fucking stupid for saying this in general, idiotic for acting unsurprised when it happens. Not surprised. People's defenders will say this is not bad, but of course he deserves this. These are people that don't necessarily watch him on a regular basis. This Destiny is fucking psychotic, right? People like that. So Twitch as a platform has to control for people in this group of people. And they especially have to control for people in this group of people, the outermost circle, the people that are never going to, that are not going to be able to interpret that as any kind of for what it might be intended to. And so as a result, Twitch makes those actions. So this is why Twitch will make a lot of things from a core viewership perspective. You may think that this doesn't make any sense. You may say, okay, well, like that was clearly satirical or that was clearly exaggerated. Destiny makes these arguments all the time. However, to a person who is on the outside, this would look like a horrifying comment, right? And this is something that Twitch doesn't want to platform as a company. Or apparently they do want to platform it, but they don't want to platform it as partners. Well, it's weird. We'll get to that later. I don't totally understand that part of this. And that, I think, is one of the most interesting parts of this whole topic. Twitch has to deal with the potential fallout from something like that. And now you might say, well, this was posted 2 weeks ago. Nothing happened. And maybe this only came to Twitch's attention because there was a huge amount of reports. And that's fine. But the reality is it did come to Twitch's attention, and it came to their attention enough that we have to talk about the next thing. So within Twitch, there is a huge difference between the partnerships team, the trust and safety team, and the legal team. And I will explain that difference right now. The partnerships team doesn't do any kind of enforcement whatsoever. They don't cover any sort of kind of like, this guy's been banned, this person needs to get banned or whatever. Partnerships team, all they do is support streamers. They're called AMs. So an AM is a person called an account manager, and most of the major partners on Twitch, I would define as like the top 200 to 500 partners, have a AM that sees them. So the AM doesn't ban. AMs don't give advice on any kind of enforcement protocol or anything like that. They don't fuck with that. A lot of people make this mistake. They think that AMs do bans. They don't. If you see someone in chat that's like a partnership manager, like Anil, for example, Anil doesn't do bans. All right? Anil's a senior partnership manager. He just takes care of people. That's the guy you call and you say, hey, like I need help with something like this. And then they help you out. Okay. Next after that, these are also people that put on events or partner or like get you stuff and things like that. Okay, trust and safety. This is like Twitch shadow operatives. Generally speaking, no one knows who these people are. They have the power to hide themselves in a viewer list. They have the power to change their username. They have the power to show up as someone different. And they are not known very well. People that do know them, they get told all the time. I get told by every trust and safety person, do not ever tell people who I am. Don't ever tell people what I do. I am like hardcore instructed by people to not say anything about the trust and safety people. More so than I know crazy shit in the Twitch and industry world. And that most of all is the one they keep down on lock and key because they are worried. So these are the people that handle bans. When a report gets filed or a series of reports get filed, trust and safety will take that report, and it will usually be the AM of that particular streamer that will fight for that broadcaster's survival. Trust and safety tends to be a very spooky team in a lot of ways. It used to be that an individual trust and safety person could ban anyone for any reason, and that there was no oversight to that process. After the shit show that was about a year ago, when everybody got banned randomly for a bunch of shit, that got reorganized. Now there are senior and junior members of the trust and safety teams. The trust and safety teams, I believe a high profile... So any trust and safety person can still ban anybody for any reason. However, for high profile cases, it is a meeting of minds between 4 to 5 trust and safety people. Then there's the legal team. The legal team is totally outside of the process, and these are the pipe-hitting motherfuckers that you absolutely never want to deal with. Ever. I would rather get a visit from fucking Dormammu than these guys, okay? Like, the legal team, they can do whatever they want. They operate totally outside of this spectrum. And if something goes to legal, that means that there is some credible threat or perceived material damage to Twitch's business. In this case, the situation with Destiny was handled by the legal team, which means that it requires a legal response for anything to happen. Generally speaking, if the legal team departners you or the legal team bans you, I don't think you're ever coming back. Unless you go into court and solve whatever problem has been brought up there, you're basically totally fucked. Legal team doesn't care about how many viewers you have because they're Amazon legal. They have, I mean, when you think about Twitch as a percentage of Amazon, Twitch is like less than 1%. I mean, the most iconic moment for me was like when Congress was questioning Jeff Bezos, and they were like, Jeff, are you aware that like there's a music streaming that goes on your website, twitch.tv? And Jeff literally looked straight at the camera and like the best actor in the world, Christian fucking Bale, couldn't have couldn't have actually faked this. He had no fucking idea what that person was talking about. He had no idea what Twitch was. He was like, yeah, we'll have to get back to you on that. Like, I'm not actually sure. Like, what? Like, because it's literally like 0.5% of his entire fucking business. He doesn't care, right? But from a legal standpoint, Twitch actually represents a massive, it's an 80-20 type of thing. It's a Pareto thing. Twitch, from a legal standpoint, Twitch actually represents a pretty massive liability to Amazon in comparison to a lot of their other businesses. So if you look at like AWS or Amazon Web Services or Amazon's frontlining products and things like that, there's definitely some legal potential bad products or people that can get damaged from products at Amazon. Absolutely a lot of problems that can happen there. AWS side of the business, you know, obviously legal issues everywhere, but Twitch is very public facing and has that over a lot of the things that that would otherwise be B2B problems legally that Amazon would have to deal with, and that Amazon can deny liability for various reasons. So for that reason, via Amazon, there's a pretty I would say not inordinate, but like there's much more of a legal focus on Twitch via Amazon than there would be on other places. Despite if you take Twitch as a percentage of Amazon's business, which is insignificant, there's a significant amount of attention legally on Twitch because it's public facing. Does that make sense? That I think is the best way to explain it. So if you think about that, then Amazon legal really doesn't give a shit about anyone as a streamer. Even the biggest streamer on Twitch is nothing to someone at Amazon, right? So Amazon, like trust and safety and partnerships teams, these guys will have conversations. They'll be like, well, like, you know, Destiny's a big part of the platform. He's been here for 10 years. He contributes a lot. He's on several different shows. He has a lot of collaborations. Like maybe banning him would not be the best type of thing. They'll make those considerations. Legal? No, they don't care. Don't care. None of that goes legal. Legal goes, what is the issue? What is the potential material damage? What is the problem? Okay. And that's it. That's the end of it. Why do you think Destiny was approached directly by the legal team? Well, if only I had some kind of log from someone where they said that they were approached by the legal team. But yeah, if only we had that. Why not ban him outright? So that really is the question, right? So if this had gone through trust and safety, this would have been an issue of like, do we ban this broadcaster or not? Unpartnering someone is an unconventional thing to do, but also having an issue via legal is pretty unconventional as well. For legal to get involved, there would have had to be a couple of things happen. One, some kind of material damage, threatened or actual, by a significant legal case or subpoena. Or number two, a direct threat or actual lawsuit, contractual violation, or issue of this nature, significant enough to attract attention. Let's use an analogy of one of my favorite universes, okay? Warhammer 40K. So if you have like a cult of people worshiping Tzinish, okay? The Chaos God, and there's some heresy going on, you send the Imperial Guard. Just some dudes that come out with some laser guns and clean that shit up, okay? No problem. Done, all right? That's the partnerships team. Let's say you've got kind of like a bad demonic infestation going on. It's not good. Okay, we're going to send some Adeptus Astartes. We're going to send some Space Marines. That's the Twitch and Stress and Safety team, okay? Space Marines are barely seen, but they cover some real shit, all right? Let's say you've got a full-blown chaos infestation, all right? Like your entire planet is taken over. That's some bad shit. The literal entire planet is taken over and humanity there is doomed. That's when you send the fucking legal team. That's the Grey Knights. That's the Inquisitors, okay? Those are the people that blow up the whole planet. So for legal to actually come out and do something is pretty crazy. And in recent history, I've only seen it happen 2 times. One is with Dr. Disrespect, and one is, and we know how that went, and one is with Destiny. So I have to really question why something that happened to Destiny would have gone through legal, because that's some big shit for that to come out. I don't know what Destiny could have done to summon the Grey Knights. But goddamn, they're summoned, and now that they are summoned, that's probably the end of that. So something happened in one of these 3 categories to make legal turn their head. And the likelihood that he ever gets repartnered is very slim. I have never seen legal reverse a decision through Twitch in the history of the time that they've been doing it. However, they did not ban him, which was certainly an option. So what legal said was, we don't want to we don't want to be in a business contract relationship with this broadcaster. However, we are okay to that he's platformed. That's the part that confuses me. Why, if it was that serious to call the legal team, why not ban him? I don't understand that part. So on one hand, I've never seen a situation that isn't like incredibly dramatic when the legal team gets involved. On the other hand, if it was such a thing, why not just ban him permanently? So no one has the answer to that question. And I truly don't know. That's it. So, I don't know. I don't know about that part. Destiny's lying? I don't think he is. I doubt it. Very much doubt that. Why would he lie? First of all, Destiny is a person who values his personal integrity and telling the truth very highly. You may not like what he says, but he really doesn't lie. I don't take him as a person that lies. On my list of people I know that I think would lie to me, Destiny is very, very, very low on that list. Second of all, what's his benefit to lying about this? Third of all, I don't even know if Destiny understands the nuances of the legal team versus the trust and safety team, so he wouldn't consider everything that we just considered here. Yeah, it's anyone's guess as to why legal thought it was crazy enough. I don't even think he maybe knows. Because he just said they're revoking the Twitch partnership because of some unspecified encouragement of violence using the platform. So I can tell you exactly what happened there, having gone over a bazillion of these types of situations. Legal has a infraction. Are you going to chat with him privately? Yeah, of course. But I don't think there's anything that I don't think there's anything that I am going to say that, or that he and I are going to talk about privately that he's not going to make public. I don't think anything. I think what he said happened. So, and I'll try to explain why, because this is like kind of the second part of it. Legal saw something. Okay. So fuck. There's so much like background I have to do. When you fire a person, okay, and I've fired a lot of people, there's a specific way to do it as an employer, and you kind of have to do it this way, because if you don't, you open yourself up to a lot of potential liability. And I'm going to give you an example. So if I sit you down and I say, all right, so let's say I have a situation where my employee never comes to work. Basically, like I told them to come to work at the office a reasonable amount of time. Or maybe let's even say I don't do this personally because I don't put hours on staff. I don't believe in that, but I just do KPIs. But let's say that I'd say someone should be there from Monday to Friday from 9 to 5. And they regularly show up at like 12 or 1, and then they leave at 5, and they're not doing their work. And I have logs of this. I have like camera evidence and things like that, right? I don't go to them and I say, hi, we're terminating you because that would be weird. Like, hi, we're terminating you. But, sorry, we're terminating you because you don't show up for work. You're very lazy and you don't do your work, right? You don't do that because the potential amount of liability that you could open yourself up to is really high. They could say, well, what do you mean by lazy? Like, and then the legal person could be like, yeah, they fired him because he was lazy, but actually he did a lot of this work, and then you get in a lawsuit. It's a fucking nightmare. And it kind of sucks because I think there's a really cool opportunity to tell people what they could improve on this is kind of a digression, but if you're going to fire someone, if you could have a conversation with them like that, you would be able to tell them a lot of stuff about like what they could improve on. Maybe it would help them in their next job or whatever, but you can't do that. All you do is you sit them down and you say, we are deciding to terminate you. We apologize. And here, I'm here to answer any questions you may have, and here are the details. And you only tell them it's like the termination will be effective Friday. You discuss severance, right? Things like that. And they'll even ask you, they'll be like, dude, can you tell me like anything about it? And you have to be like, I'm sorry, like I can't, due to the situation. And so you have to keep it as vague as possible. So in any legal situation, keeping something vague and saying, the keyword here is they're revoking my Twitch partnership because of an unspecified, right? They can't specify it because if they do specify it, then they're opening themselves up to a lot of legal potential liability where it's possible that he could contest that, or there could be a kind of countersuit, or it could be interpreted differently or things like that. So Twitch, this is, I absolutely believe that everything that Destiny said was 100% true. They emailed him and they said, we're revoking your Twitch partnership. We're not telling you why. And that's the end of it. And he would have to submit some kind of, he would have to go through some kind of legal recompense to understand why that happened. My question is, how does legal hear about it? Does trust and safety go tell them, or do they look for those things on their own? Good question. Very good question, actually. So legal can hear about something in two ways. One is that trust and safety gets forwarded a case I'm guessing this is how it happened in Destiny's case. One is that trust and safety gets forwarded a case that they identify as legal. They have a checklist of things that would, and then they immediately forward it up to legal. So, for example, if someone comes in, let's say that a company comes in and says, we are submitting a lawsuit to Twitch for threats of violence against XYZ. This is like trust and safety will see that and they'll be like, okay, that gets upgraded to legal. So that's number one. Number two is that something happens that's so high profile that it just gets, basically for legal to hear about something, it has to be forwarded to them by some department or something like that, if that makes sense. So it could be, so Destiny will probably send some kind of legal response to this, and then maybe he gets more out of it. But that's how he has to go about it. My guess is that trust and safety will most likely hear about the case, determine that it's something that they can't cover because some kind of lawsuit or contractual violation or something is involved. Again, the three things on this list. And as a result, they forward it up to legal. We can't know what that was. It's not worth speculating. In the same way that it wasn't worth specifying what happened with Doc, right? Although Doc's situation was different. Keep in mind that the only information that you have as the result of as the result of any response on Twitch is what the streamer tells you. So you have to trust the streamer 100% that what they're saying is true. Because Twitch will never make a public statement. So for people that have been banned by Twitch, sorry, I'm being very careful here. For people that have been banned by Twitch, you are relying on them to give you the information about why they've been banned. But that's the only public facing story that you have. And in the case of high-profile bans on Twitch, Twitch is never reporting on that themselves. It's against their internal policy, and it's also unadvisable legally to tell people publicly why people are being banned. So that might be relevant in some cases. However, with Destiny, it's not. It's probably 100% exactly what he says. And sorry, I can't really talk more about this. There's a lot of reasons why that is. Obviously, I have a lot of direct business relationships with Twitch. Also, there's an Amazon guy that works for Amazon here with an AR-15 pointed at me, very carefully monitoring everything I say. So I have to be very be very careful with it. It's not really that person there. The Amazon helicopter is hovering over my office with the Special Forces team, right? But yeah, you got to be really careful in these situations. Mm-hmm. It's like If I disappear, Amazon got me. It was Amazon. It's out. Ah! It's like that kind of thing, man. Okay, so now we know the basic structure of how this happened and what it worked with. So now let's discuss basically what happens to Destiny. So my guess is that they're going to offer him an affiliate contract, which basically just has less liability on the on Twitch. My actual like legitimate advice to Destiny, which I don't know if it'll reach him or if I'll just talk to him directly, he should 100% not accept that contract. He may be tempted to because the Twitch Prime and the Twitch Tier 1 subs might feel really tempting, and it is absolutely a source of income for sure. However, his preferential partner split, which was probably 70-30, is now going to be lowered to 50-50. So right there, you're losing 20% of your total, 25%, 20% of your total income there. So Destiny is a really unique streamer because he is set up in, like, I was making the joke before, but it really is true. Destiny is like actually the freaking Twitch equivalent of a doomsday prepper. He has DGG, so he already gets subscriptions through that. But the real power of being outside of an affiliate or partnership contract is you're no longer exclusive. So not affiliate or partner equals not exclusive. That means that Destiny can multi-stream, which is enormously powerful. So he can stream to YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch at the same time, and he can benefit from all of those places. And he has a huge following on YouTube, and he's been shown when he does run those YouTube streams to get equal, if not greater, viewership on YouTube. But here's the thing. A lot of the people that are on YouTube are not the same audience that are on Twitch. They are on a different platform and consume different things. So the smartest thing for Destiny to do here, 100%, would be to use this to multi-stream, period, and not accept the affiliate contract. He absolutely shouldn't accept the affiliate contract immediately because he can accept the affiliate contract at any time. That's not an offer that goes away. So it's advantageous to him to at least try for, I would say, I don't know, maybe a month, maybe 2 months, maybe 3 months. He should try to do the multi-stream thing. It's going to cost him like $40 a month. And bam. Arcadem 20 gifted subs. What a great streamer. Why? Why? Look at him. What did I do? Holy shit, Arcadem just made my day. Damn, dude. Thank you very much. Oh, thank you for the tier 1. Damn. That's a huge thank you, man. I really appreciate that. Thank you for supporting. Everyone that gifts subs goes into the Hall of Fame. Oh, Arcadem's already at 35. Oh my god. You're a god, dude. Thank you, dude. Thank you so much, man. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much, man. Arcadem, you're awesome, dude. Thank you so much. Dude, the stuff that's coming through the pipeline for Arcadem is actually bananas. It's insane. Yo, Davey, thank you for the 25 gifted subs in like a minute. Holy shit. Thank you very much. Here's what I'll say about Arcadem. Arcadem has more potential on a very high level than any other talent that we represent, I think. And that's we represent some freaking spooky talent. So that's I believe in Arcadem's future more. I think, than like in terms of like what is actually going to happen with it. It's amazing. Yeah, it's really crazy. You'll see some really cool shit come out of that. I'm very excited. Mr. Bite, dude, 45 gifted. What? Dude, Mr. Bite. Hey, man, that's big, dude. Thank you very much. Clap it up, guys. Thank you. That's 45 gifted subs. Thank you so much, man. You guys made my day. Usually Fridays are pretty chill, so appreciate that a lot. Arcadum has some absolutely insane stuff going on. And if you haven't checked him out for his D&D stuff, you absolutely should. It's very, very good. You didn't DM me. Oh, you just did. Okay, so I 100% think hold on a sec. Hi, I love what you do. Always love listening to the VODs and streams I miss. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Ads note, 50 gifted subs. Bam, there it is. Thank you, man. 50 gifted subs today. That is rare for this stream. If you're watching me for the first time, hi, I'm Devin Nash. I do part-time streams. I cover a lot of stuff that happens in digital media in the industry and business. Appreciate it. Just talking to Arcade M. Hold on. This guy blows my mind, dude. He just does so much cool shit. It's fucking crazy. It's like every day with this guy, something cool. Arcadum is the only person I was like, I have to work with this guy. I love him so much. I love and hate him. I hate him because I fucking watched his fucking D&D show, and now I'm stuck watching 5 or 6 D&D shows every week because I'm fucking stuck in his universe. I can't stop watching shit. It's like I'm stuck like in the fucking content. That's fucking cool, man. Okay, sorry. He's just telling me some super cool shit. Okay. Yes, Steven does have the check mark, but that's because apparently he said like next month. I don't know why I just typed that. This is Destiny. Yo, Joe, thank you very much. Dude, 55 gifted subs. Let's go. Dude, thank you so much. You guys are so cool today. Thank you so much. This is awesome. I appreciate it a lot. Seriously. 4-7. 5 gifted. That's amazing. So he's still... Destiny, this is not a... Thank you, Joe. Appreciate you, man. Oh, there... Oh, no. Okay, it didn't load. Oh, he said it's going to happen next month, apparently. Or is he really telling me... I don't know where he said that, but I know he said it. Mm. Your alerts are wrong. What do you mean? Oh, when did that happen? What the? How did he do that? How would I not seen that? I'm so confused. Arcadum gifted 50 subs. Was the? Oh shit, dude. Dude, he's like that was some fucking Black Ops shit. My Discord is on my left screen. My alerts are on my right screen. I was DMing him. How did he give me 50 subs while typing to me? That's actually insane. I totally missed it. Oh, man. That's actually insane. Thank you so much. Thank you very much. That's incredible. Thank you so much, man. I don't even know what to say. That's huge, dude. Arcadum, you're true tear, man. Love you, dude. That's insane, dude. I don't even know what to say. Thank you so much. Dude, if you guys haven't checked out Arcadum, seriously, dude, especially because there's a lot of crossover in the current audience with Dungeons and Dragons, this guy is making some insane moves. Like, let me tell you, it's really crazy what he's doing. He has a living world that he's been working on for 15 years, and it incorporates all kinds of major streamers into it, into like a series of D&D campaigns, and it's like amazing. I heard he's doing a game for you. I don't know. I'm very cognizant of his time. He knows that if it is time to summon me, I will answer instantly. I will 100% answer instantly. Like, dude. And I would work so hard on that character too. I already have like a bunch. I can't help but think about like a lot of ideas. I go super hard on the roleplay aspect. It would be amazing. I'd be so down for it, man. Send Devin Plex. Leafy bit. Like, is that news? How's that really a surprise to anybody? That's not a surprise to anybody, right? This is just a trust and safety type of thing. Us is a pretty simple ban. So did they... That's interesting, though. Did they ban him off platform for what he did on YouTube? I'm like amazed this took this long to happen. Trust and safety's like been behind for like 3 months. Leafy said the N-word on stream yesterday. What the fuck? Like, are you serious? Dude. Get out of here. We don't need that shit on my platform. That's fucking ridiculous. Easiest ban of Twitch's life, dude. Chill Friday stream. Yeah, I mean, he's like one of those, like, that's one of those things that it's just like, I don't think there's any disagreement that, like, he's one of those people that's so bad that I don't want to platform him, which is like, there's a percentage of people that I just don't even want to platform because I'm so unsupportive of their messaging. Oh, thanks for the Twitch Prime. Damn, bringing it in. There's the 108 gifted subs, dude. What an insane day, actually. Oh, my God. Thank you so much. What sucks is that there's a good amount of people. See, Leafy's an idiot, right? So he doesn't understand where the boundaries are. The real things that suck are the people that understand the boundaries, and they literally just, they get right on the edge of them and they don't cross them, so they don't get deplatformed, but they still just sling shit all day. Though everyone knows who I'm talking about. Those are the problems. And the issue is that the platforms don't have the cojones to fucking just ban those people, man. It's a vibe ban. I talk about vibe bans all the time. Vibe ban's very important. A vibe ban is when there's a dude in your chat, okay, and he's typing in full sentences, and he's like, "You're wrong, Devin Nash. Everything you say is just so off point." And it's like, okay, he didn't break any rules, but he's an asshole, right? Like, he's just like, I vibe ban super hard, right? And YouTube needs to do some vibe bans, man. People are making videos about drama shit. Eve is okay. My favorite people are like when chat's scrolling super fast, and then someone actually like posts Eve Online as a trash game, and they're just like, they're just, it's Russian roulette, dude. It's like maybe a 1 in 6 chance I catch it. If I catch it, insta ban. If I miss it though, you're good. Unless I check your logs later. Have you tried EVE Online Mobile? No, that game's a shit show. I only play real EVE. You can gift me Plex. Our community has put together the Plex command. Captain Turtle and Zenon Blue made these very nice infographics for exactly how you can gift me Plex. You get on the Hall of Fame if you gift me Plex. No one's gifted it in quite a while, though. But it's very easy to do. What are your thoughts on the fall of Niarja? It's bad for the game. No Eve talk. No Eve talk. We're talking about this. No Eve talk. No Eve talk. Stop! Okay. All right. Are there any more questions about the Destiny thing? We can go back to the potential things he should do. IMO, he should restream 100%. Stream to YouTube, stream to Twitch, stream to Facebook. He will most likely double his income. He will most likely double his income doing so. I know he probably feels bad because he lost the Twitch Prime and Twitch Tier 1 subs, and that fucking sucks. But what Destiny should do, here's what Destiny should do. All right, here it is. It's a Destiny playbook business plan made by #1 industry BizWiz, Devin Nash, best business ever. Okay, #1, don't take the affiliate contract. It's a lie. #2, restream to Facebook, YouTube simultaneously now that you don't have exclusivity. #3, establish a Patreon. Destiny is creating political commentary or something like that, right? Give people a central place to support. #4, hype DTG as the place to subscribe and collect income. And, I mean, Destiny can word this in a way that's like, I don't know what it is. He does some unique thing. Like, Destiny is creating logic-based political commentary or something like that. And then #5, #6. With this, he doesn't actually lose any viewership, I think. Simultaneously also probably makes up all of his income or more. Hopefully he remembers me when he's a billionaire. But he doesn't even sub to this stream, so I doubt he will. Go on a break and hype up a big comeback stream. Yes, that's also good. Dude, that's like this is the viewer, the max viewer playbook, right? Cite that emotional damage from Twitch has caused you to take a break. Binge in Europe for X number of months. Announce a gigantic comeback stream with new content. Bait everyone and play League for 8 hours. This is what really is going to happen. Should he attempt to appeal the legal team departnering to see why, if there's a way to reverse it, despite the fact that they have never reversed such decisions? Yeah. There is no real reason why he should not inquire to the legal team further or have a lawyer request officially for reasons of being departnered. I think if Twitch departnered me right now, I'd be like, okay, cool. I wouldn't lose a wink over it. I think it's pretty advantageous. Why do you stream personally on Twitch if multi-streaming is better? I say this a lot. What I do personally does not represent what broadcasters should do because I am not a full-time streamer. A lot of people forget that, but I'm not a full-time content creator, right? My full-time job is I work at an agency and I have a business relationship with Twitch. So I do stuff because I want to do it. I've been here for 8 years. I like Twitch as a platform. I have a lot of friends here. And so I don't necessarily make the best business decisions for myself. This is the same reason you don't see me in the Trainlex lobby playing Among Us right now, right? Because I believe me, I could be doing that, right? But I don't do it. I know it will maximize my viewership, but I'm here because I like providing value to people, and I like talking about industry and business shit. I don't need to have a bunch of viewers. I don't need a bunch of. That's why I don't have the subscriber goals or things like that. That's why I won't shave my balls on stream if you give me 5,000 subs. That's why I don't sponsor things on these streams. So generally, the recommendations that I give to broadcasters, those are not recommendations that I necessarily follow because I am a part-time broadcaster. Right? I don't have the same goals as them. Do you have any clue why Discord has been acting in sync with Twitch lately? No. Discord usually follows Twitch on things, and they generally probably want if basically you have to be careful with this, right? Because it's like Discord has been acting in sync with Twitch lately, but we really only have two instances of this. It's Destiny and Doc, and in both cases, it was the legal team. So the legal team. Discord basically saying, okay, whatever the legal team at Amazon thinks, we don't want to fuck with that. So we 100% believe, we don't even probably need, I doubt, the Discord team even knows what happened. So they'll probably just follow suit with Twitch because it's the safe thing to do. Because they trust Amazon. Estevaz, join our community about it. Do you think something might happen to Destiny where he's shadow banned? Yeah, but the shadow ban thing is a meme. It's a bug that when you get departnered, you don't get repopulated into the list, and so you get someone needs to manually fix it. It probably will happen to Destiny unless he tells his AM. The 10 seconds Devin took or not to vote on the ban to Estevez? No, it wasn't that. I just wanted to tell him to come to the Eve chat so he has a community to talk to. It's very hard to get into the game, but there's lots of people that'll help. Have you done an in-depth stream about Twitch versus YouTube streaming? Yes. I've done several, and I've done videos about it. But I think I'll link you my YouTube, which you should totally subscribe to. But I think I'm going to start doing a series, which is going to be called State of the Stream. About every 2 or 3 months, we will have a talk about what platform is doing what and kind of like how to think about them. Because an enormous amount of people ask me this question, although it changes like every 3 months or so as market share shifts. If Destiny wants to come talk to me, I'm super down. It's fun. For what it's worth, though, right now, if you asked me, would you start us if you were 0, I had no following, where would you create content to build a brand? My answer would be YouTube, not Twitch. And LinkedIn, probably. How do I pitch a business plan to you? Don't, please. I don't care. It's nothing personal against you. I'm sure you're a great guy and you have amazing ideas. I don't care. I get hundreds of these sort of requests every day. So I just don't want to, every week. But if you want me to at least hear your business idea, send me a Plex code for at least $20, and then I'll respond to your email. I'm such a slut. I don't want to. I'm sorry. That's a bad thing to say. I don't mean it. I'm actually gonna instead just like I'm not gonna respond to your email no matter what. That's way more fair. Devin, you're evil. Yes, but I'm transparent about being evil. I tell everybody that my alignment is lawful evil. I say this all the time. People don't believe it. Someone sent me an email the other day that was like a 2-page email about why he thinks that I'm not lawful evil. And it's got all these justifications and links, and it's like this fucking dissertation to some PhD shit. I don't believe the lawful part. No, 100% I'm lawful evil. I'm not chaotic evil. Chaotic evil is just like, if I'm chaotic evil, I'm just like pissing on fucking, like, chaotic evil is like, I'm like taking a dump in a bag and lighting it on fire on my like competition's doorstep or something. Like, I'm not like that. Like, it's like evil for the sake of evil. I'm just evil to get ahead. I think Destiny is neutral evil. Anyone who says you aren't lawful evil doesn't truly know you. Yeah, I think that's right. I don't know. I think it's important to understand your alignment. Okay. Are we is there any other questions about the Steven thing? Do you think there's anything else interesting about it? We can move on. I'm going to put the vibes back on. Destiny is probably chaotic neutral. Fuck. Explaining alignments. Okay. Hold on. This was just posted. What does being departnered by Discord mean? I don't think that really matters, right? Server discovery is a fucking huge meme. Doesn't matter. Since all discovery is external. Funny that that's accepted on Discord, but nobody realizes it's the same on Twitch. Chaotic neutral is... Okay. Where... Alright, there it is. A chaotic neutral character follows his whims. He's an individualist first and last. Values his own liberty but doesn't strive to protect others' freedom. Avoids authority, resents restrictions, and challenges traditions. This does sound like Destiny, 100%. A chaotic neutral character does not intentionally disrupt organizations as part of a campaign or anarchy. He would have to be motivated either by good or evil. A chaotic neutral character may be unpredictable, but his behavior is not totally random. Yeah, that sounds right. That sounds right. Okay, where's lawful evil? A lawful evil villain methodically takes what he wants within the limits of his code of conduct without regard for whom it hurts. He cares about tradition, loyalty, and order, but not freedom, dignity, or life. He plays by the rules, but not without mercy or compassion. Comfortable in a hierarchy and would like to rule, but is willing to serve. Condemns others for not according to their actions, but according to race, religion, homeland, or social rank. I don't agree with that part. He's loath to break laws or promises. I don't know why that's actually in there, because I think that that's not like... I don't think that's actually relevant to the rest of it. It seems like a lawful evil person would condemn people by their actions, based on if they're not based on loyalty or order or such. He depends on order to protect himself from those that oppose him on moral grounds. Lawful evil villains have particular taboos, such as not killing in cold blood or not letting children come to harm. Lawful evil is sometimes called diabolical because devils are the epitome of lawful evil. Yeah, this sounds like me. It's probably right. Hi, would you say that streaming and making videos on YouTube is better than splitting content between YouTube and Twitch? My general advice is you should go 70-30. 70%. Yeah, this is kind of a bad... Do you have a better website, Andy? It's kind of a bad website. 70% YouTube, 30% streaming. I do like saving children, Smile. Lawful evil characters operate within a strict load of code of laws and traditions. Upholding these values and living by these are more important than anything, including the lives of others. This is 100% me. Okay, yeah. They may not consider themselves to be evil, but they may believe what they're doing is right. These characters enforce their system of control through force. Anyone who doesn't follow their code or acts will face consequences. This is 100% me. 100%. Holy shit. Like, lawful evil characters feel no guilt or remorse for causing harm to others in this way. Characters with lawful evil alignment may follow their own evil moral code or be part of an ordered system and following a leader. However, if the master stops adhering to this code, they may seek to overthrow them or find a replacement. Lawful evil movements are particularly bad because evil combined with order and structure often leads to very powerful evil movements in society-wide regimes. This is 100% me. Like, 1000%. Sociopath? No, dude. That's a tilter, dude. Everyone that like if you commit evil actions and don't feel remorse, then everybody shouts sociopath. That's such a dumb take. It's like you're coming in here with your fucking Psych 101 class that you paid attention to half the time while you were playing StarCraft, okay? Like, it has nothing to do with being a sociopath. You could totally have feelings, and but the thing is, you can justify having reasons to do things if you believe that the greater structure and order is more important. Most people that are leaders are lawful evil, whether they choose to accept it or not. I have a total range of emotion, right? But it's I very firmly believe in certain values, like loyalty or like upholding certain codes of honor or behaving in certain ways. And I have absolutely zero loyalty to anybody that is going to break that code. If someone does a disreputable action in a way that like breaks my system of ethics, then I absolutely cast them out like amazing like immediately. I'm getting nervous about these advertisements, dude. I'm not sure about this. Why is Google bombarding you with women? That's just how it is, man. I mean, you know, I just can't help it. Google knows what women want, and it's me. For a deeper look at lawful evil. It just so happens that I am in the market for women's yoga pants. Alignment. Wait, we've already determined that. This site sucks though. This site sucks though. It's gonna tell me I think I've taken this test and it told me I was neutral evil, which is not true. $19.99 GeoCities. Arc Athens, at Devin Nash, let's talk about Among Us and why it's the greatest game to come to Twitch. Arc Athens, it appears you've gone insane. I'm timing you out for 5 minutes so you can get a hold of yourself. You're losing it, buddy. Keep it together. Damn, dude, people put a lot of attention to this. Lawful evil character male examples: Darth Vader, Lex Luthor. Yeah, for sure. Arc Athens has been ejected. Devin, can you please talk about how Among Us is the worst game and most boring to watch? You know what? I definitely can. What's your girlfriend's alignment? She says she's true neutral. And when I first met her, I didn't believe that because I don't think anyone is actually true neutral. It's very, very hard for a human being to be like that. I still believe there are cases where she is not. However, for the most part, she actually really is true neutral. But my girlfriend is a really, really weird person. She's one of these people that is a entirely unique human being. Like, you know how you meet people and you're like, oh, that person kind of reminds me of, like, that's not the case with my girlfriend. My girlfriend is a very, very unique human being. In a good way. Like, but just, like, it's really interesting. But I'd say she's very close to true neutral. Yeah. This sounds like girls talking about astrology on Tinder. Podcast is Saturday night. I'm coming back to the office tomorrow night. I actually was... I think we're going to... On that note, real quick, before I talk about Among Us. I think... Can you show a picture of her? No, nobody. No, she's a very mysterious, weird question. Number one. Number two, though, she's a very like weird. She's weird. She doesn't like to. It's actually not weird. Actually, she's normal. Actually, she's normal. It's just everyone else that's weird. She doesn't prefer to be on like social media, or she doesn't live the life of like LOL influencing and shit like that. She doesn't exist. No. That's your girlfriend. You're mistaken. You're projecting. Okay, what was it? Among Us, and then fuck. What was I just talking about? I lost. I really want to talk about something before. Oh, the podcast. Yeah. So I think it's most likely that Train and I are going to move the podcast to Saturdays. Initially, Train pitched me this, and I was like a little bit negative about it because I was like, fuck, I don't work on the weekends, so that means I have to come into the office. But actually, it's probably fine. The way it'll work out right now, it's like Thursday is sort of, it's not the beginning of my work. It's not the end of my work week per se, but it's like if I have something to do on Friday, and I go to bed at like 3 or 4 in the morning. I go to bed at 3 or 4 in the morning most nights anyway. But like, let's say that I've worked. I go to sleep. I wake up. It's kind of difficult to get back into the day. I lose a lot of my Fridays a lot of the time. But with the Scuff podcast being on a Saturday, basically means I chill Saturday. I don't stream because I don't stream weekends. Hang out, walk to the office at night after dinner, hang out for a little while, and then come back. Pretty easy. It's just sort of a question of where I'm playing EVE Online. I can play it at home or I can play it here. Doesn't really matter. So I'm actually okay with moving it to Saturday. And Train wants to move it to Saturday because his day off is on Sunday. So if he goes to bed late, it doesn't fuck him up. Time for a home studio for streaming? No, fuck that. I'll never do that again if I can avoid it. How's the smoke over here? In Redmond, not too bad. I'm not going to go running today because I don't think it's good, but it's not like so bad that I'm noticeably impacted by it negatively. I know some of you are in like the fucking apocalypse right now in like San Francisco. Check that. What's wrong with a home studio? I think a lot of streamers, this is a wider discussion about like mental toxicity in broadcasters. I think a lot of broadcasters don't realize the negative impact that happens as a result of streaming at home all the time. For me, work-life balance is very important. I have my work, which is here, and I do my work here. And then I have my house, which is my girlfriend, my television, my other computer, which I just play games on, unless I have like a huge project I really have to do. I chill. The environment of my house is very different than the environment here. And that's extremely intentional. Here, there's people screaming, there's other streamers, there's people walking around, there's fucking shit going on. It's business. We're in business. At home, it's chill, it's quiet, it's nice and cool, it's peaceful, nothing too loud, nothing too crazy, and we've set up that environment that way. But the problem is like with streamers, I don't think streamers are really old enough to respect the importance of work-life balance, and they're always stressed, but they don't know why. And there's a lot of reasons for why they're always stressed. I mean, part of it is the nature of the job because they're always on, right? But another part of it too is that they have no way to disconnect. Their stream computer is their game computer, is their everything computer, and they're literally doing their job all of the time. So they have no means of shutting off, and so they're in this kind of like gray zone. They're in this gray zone where they aren't exactly working, but they're not working either. And I think that that's a very negative place to be. Dude, the older that I get, the more that I realize that I need to shut the fuck off. And I've gotten pretty crazy about that. I don't take my phone to my bedroom anymore. I don't take my phone when I go to work now. I think my phone's still on airplane mode. Yeah, it is, because I just don't check it. What was happening was like I would wake up and I would roll over, and then the next 45 minutes would be scrolling through Twitter, scrolling through Facebook, scrolling through Instagram, scrolling through everything, so that I figure like Discord, Reddit, so I figure out what's happening. Oh my God, dude, I can't even tell you the difference. Like, I would be pissed by the time I went to work and I wouldn't even know why. There wasn't even like a direct negative impact, but I'd just be mad. I just didn't like, it's so hard to describe. But what I do now is I wake up, my phone's on airplane mode. I'll check the weather maybe, and then toss that shit in my pocket. And I don't own a car, so I walk to work, and I'll walk to work and I'll just think and like kind of chill and think about like positivity, or just like think about like gratitude, or listen to things, or just watch things around me and stuff like that. And the mental improvement here has been like 30 or 40%, man. It's really, really crazy. Duke of Thought says, imagine just not living your job. Yeah, seriously. I've stopped using my office for gaming since WFH. What's that? Oh, work from home, because I just don't want to be there after work. Yeah, respect, for sure. And the thing is, I never really realized that this was a thing until I actually started practicing it. And now I'm amazed by the mental impact it's made. I didn't even do anything like really memey, like fucking meditation or something or whatever. I didn't even do anything like that. I just like changed this one aspect. I just stopped looking at my phone. It's also really like, so it's really crazy. Like, I know what would have happened if I woke up today. So I'll tell you exactly what happened when I got to the office today. Okay. First thing that happened is I got an email from a pissed off person on a board of an executive thing that was telling me to delete a VOD. And I immediately got triggered. I was like, God damn it. Like, fuck this guy. Like, okay. So I like, that was frustrating. Then Destiny, there was all the announcements of Destiny got in banned. So the first thing I would have seen is I would have gone on Reddit. I would have been like, oh, Destiny got banned. And I would have looked at all that information and I would have like consumed it, started thinking about it. My mind would have started racing. And then I would have gotten that angry email. And then I got a couple of things on Twitter that just pissed me off. You just influencers just saying dumb shit. And just like a bunch of drama stuff. And then like I go on, hold up. And then I go on, and then like so I go on Reddit and I find out all these things and everything. But that's how my morning could have been. So like by the time it was like 11 o'clock, I would have already been like thinking. I would have already been stressed. Everything would have already been like crazy, stuff like that. But instead, I wake up, roll over, see my girlfriend, talk to her for a bit, have a good time, get my shit together, grab my backpack, go for a walk. It's a nice day. I look at like the trees and shit. I'm just thinking about what I'm going to do today. Have a morning bang. Yeah. And then just have a good time. Get to work. I don't know anything that's happening. Sit down and, you know, get my shit going, dude. There's nothing that is going to be so important when I wake up that I'm going to have to address it right then and there. Anything that I missed sleeping can wait an extra hour. And really, like, yeah. What time do you wake up? I'm a fucking goblin troglodyte that plays EVE Online till like 4 in the morning, so I wake up at like 11 or 12 usually. But I stay here really late too. Yeah, I'm really surprised, like, my mental is so much better. Can you be a Twitch streamer if you're self-conscious about your appearance? Lyric. Yeah, of course. This meme is so stupid in our Discord. I don't know why I laughed at this. Holy fuck. It's just, it's such a dumb meme, but it's just great. Oh, what's up? Menexi, thank you for the tier 1. I'm surprised they used that picture of you. Yeah, I know. My armor's a little bit scuffed in this picture, but, you know. When's the Among Us talk? Next. I'll take a week, then we'll do it. So, like, maybe it's like my midlife crisis, my 4th midlife crisis. Now that I'm in my mid-50s, and like, maybe I just think that I'm trying to see the positives in more things. Okay, it's cool that Among Us is bringing in a lot of viewers for my friends. That makes me happy. It really does. But holy shit. Those are the most boring fucking streams, and I have no idea how you guys watch those. The problem with it is that there's a meta. That's why it sucks. There's a meta, and it's like this really figured out thing, because party games aren't meant to be poop socked fucking 20 hours a day, but because there are so many viewers that are coming in from this, dude, broadcasters are eating like kings right now, and they never want this to end. So, but as a result, right? Like they're taking a natural phenomenon, and they're pushing it. You know what I mean? I don't think I've seen a single event create more Twitch streamers in years. It's like crazy how many people are like people that were like 30 or 40 viewers, streamers that are like getting like 1,000 viewers because they're playing with like XQC and stuff like that. And what's also crazy is it's not only Twitch that it's so powerful. What exactly do you not like? Okay. I think it's very boring and repetitive gameplay. I think it's mostly the same thing over and over again. And I guess if there's one thing I could point to, though, to be clear, I'm not trying to be a bitch, because I understand, like, there's people that appreciate the content, and that's fine. I guess, dude, if I actually had anything to actually complain about, it's that I don't have a lot of choices when I go to Twitch right now. When I go to Twitch right now, it's fucking Fall Guys or Among Us. That's it. I have no other choice. I can't watch anything else. I've literally been, like, deep diving into, like, the fucking, like, no zone, like, the shadow zone. Like, going into places that, like, 50 viewer streamers and fucking just chatting or something so I can find content. There's just... Or yeah, Moon versus Quinn on Tony Hawk. Like, yeah, that's, like... There's just nothing going on. And I've never seen Twitch have such a content drought right now. The problem is that a lot of the streamers that are normally forced to think through things and create content that's interesting so people will watch them are not doing that because they can just poop sock on Among Us and do nothing. And all my favorite broadcasters are like just doing that. There's 500 AAA games coming out in the next 2 months. Which 500? There's Cyberpunk and what? Yes, S-Fan is actually one of the only streams I'm watching right now. Assassin's Creed. Oh boy, I can't wait. Wow. What unique gameplay is Ubisoft going to introduce to us via Assassin's Creed? You know what my favorite thing about Assassin's Creed is? How unique it is. How unlike it is from any other game. I've never heard of any other games with assassins or creeds. I sleep, bro. That game is literally just fucking the same game in a different timeline every time. And people keep buying it. It's amazing. Soda Poppin' is another one who's doing really good content. Because even though he plays some Among Us, he's doing like random games and shit like that. Baldur's Gate 3 is soon? When? I know Cyberpunk is November, but I can't watch that because I'm playing it. Same with Baldur's Gate, actually. Oh, Baldur's Gate's going to be Pog. Wow. End of this month? Oh, that's too soon. I'll still be playing Heist and Eve. It's hard. Okay, so this problem for me is gone. Next Friday, Path of Exile Heist comes out. I watch Path of Exile streams. I watch Zizarin. I watch Steel Mage. I watch Quinn69. I'm good. This content problem ends for me on Friday. For you guys, it continues. Unless you also watch PoE content. Heist looks fucking amazing, bro. Seriously. I'll take Among Us over Fall Guys any day. I respect that, but can't we just admit that they're both shit? I'm so burnt on PoE since Harvest, I haven't even watched the Heist trailer. Dude, bro, I feel you. Dude, fresh pot of coffee. I know. I was there. I was there. I felt exactly the same way. I hated Harvest. My least favorite league of all time. It burned me out of the game completely. I watched Heist. Watch Heist. It made me fall in love with the game again. Do you play hardcore or softcore when you play? Wait, there's other modes other than hardcore? When I logged into Path of Exile, I only saw 2 options. I don't know what softcore is. I saw the option said hardcore with a red flag and then baby mode. That's all I saw. I don't know what that softcore thing is. And I decided not to play baby mode because, you know, I'm not a baby. Yeah. Tiny micro deck mode. Hardcore elitist. Yeah. I'm unapologetically a hardcore elitist, though. It's fine. Do you think PoE viewership numbers will be EFT during drops? I think it'll be similar for this event, yeah. I think people will go crazy on Path of Exile viewership. I don't like drops. I've had plenty of talks about this. I don't like drops as a matter of course on Twitch. I think they're generally pretty unhealthy for the platform. This includes the Path of Exile drops that are coming. I'm a little bit torn because on one hand, I know that it'll bring a lot of people to the category. On the other hand, I know it's just sort of like kind of shit quality thing in general. I think it'll probably be good for the game. Good for the category, I'll say. Probably won't matter for the game, but it'll be good for the game. Good for the... Say the same thing again. Jesus Christ. It's Friday. It'll be good for the category in the sense that, like, it might increase user... It'll be interesting. We'll run the numbers on it for sure at the agency. I'm interested in seeing if the viewership retention for the Path of Exile category is higher as a result of Zizzarin's event. I wouldn't be surprised if it is. Is Eve the type of game you need to invest a lot of time in? Yep, it is. Yes, make no mistake. It's a second life. Be careful. That's why my exclamation mark Eve command says don't play Eve. But if you do, use my code. HC trade. I found the softcore player. Get out of here. Dude, HC trade being dead is such a fucking meme. When in reality, softcore trade is dead because you message fucking 50,000 people and none of them respond to you because they have no incentive to, or they're bots. Fuck off. I mainly play HC trade. Smile. My man. Yeah, HC trade nice and respectful. Yeah. How crazy would it be to pick up PoE and play AC? We've had plenty of people do it in the community. Just, I did it, right? Just, like, hang out with people, talk. You'll be fine. I think a major problem that Twitch suffers from is that there isn't a fresh flow of games for people to play. Most of the good games all come out at the same time, and the rest of the year it's dry, so all you can do is play forever games. So I think that that's a fair take, but here's the hot take. I actually think that most Twitch streamers are just really lazy, and that's why the content on Twitch is bad for the most part. And Caitlin had a really good thread on this, if I can go find it on Twitter, that I commented on the other day. So Caitlin posted... Twitch has exposure to growth through esports and tons of underutilized opportunities with IRL and just chatting streams. And I'm partial to the idea of someone doing like a real life Truman Store show. And I return this one. There's massive untapped potential in curated JC shows that we're just seeing the start of. So look at stuff like Austin's show. These are like the very few shows on Twitch that are doing something original, and they're fucking killing it, right? They're like, he's getting like 150K views. Like, it's just slaying it. Like, anyone that actually does any kind of original content or something different on Twitch is usually rewarded for it. The problem is that streamers are just fucking lazy, dude. They're just, they just want to come on and do the same thing. And kind of just, like, fuck around and not really, like, innovate on their content because that's hard to do. And so as a result, we get, like, 50 Among Us streams. And that's the part that I don't like. For the, like, I just think, like, we haven't seen an ecosystem yet where people can make content on Twitch that is, we're going to see more Austin Show type content as Twitch evolves. Same thing happened on YouTube, right? But curated shows are going to be, and like production quality is going to go up as the platform ages. I think streamers are lazy. I don't think it's I mean, the game drought doesn't help for sure. And yeah, like, the game drought's been particularly bad over the past, like, 2 years. And, like, everyone thinks that Cyberpunk is going to fix this. But Cyberpunk is, like, what, a week or two for these streamers? Like, for the people that play... How much gameplay do we think that streamers are going to get out of Cyberpunk? Playing 8 hours a day. 1 week, 2 weeks? It's going to be one of those games that, bam, and then just falls off. Think about how long the New World lasted for Asmund. Yeah, it's going to be that type of thing. I think same exact thing. Like, I don't think that Cyberpunk's going to be that game. And then Baldur's Gate 3, same thing. Baldur's Gate 3, like, you play. Cyberpunk is just another game I'm not going to buy and watch XQC play through. I think a lot of people will do that. I'm more passionate about Cyberpunk because I have, like, an attachment to the universe. But I know a lot of people will do that. Baldur's Gate 3, same thing. Although I think there's probably a little bit more longevity to that on the platform. But it's really rare for a game to come out that takes... So, if you look at, like... I do this a lot, where... Here, let's take a look at, like, something like this. I'll show you guys something interesting. So, like, we can take a look at the top categories on Twitch. League of Legends, Fortnite, Counter-Strike Global Offensive, Grand Theft Auto, Dota 2, Hearthstone, Escape from Tarkov, Path of Exile, World of Warcraft. What's interesting about these games, every game on this list is over 5 years old. Every game. So it is really, really rare that, and this is over the course of a quarter, right? So it's very rare that Fortnite might be the only one. It's 3 years old. Yeah. Every other game is 5 years old or more. So it's really, really rare that a game comes out that is consistent enough that it can take on like a top category on Twitch. It's really, really rare that that happens. Think about all the AAA games that have come out in the past 5 years and haven't hit that, or even last 10 years. Because, like, a lot of these games aren't just 5 years old. They're, like, fucking 10 years old. Like, League of Legends, holy shit. When did that come out? I don't even know. Counter-Strike, super old. GTA 5, super old. Dota 2, super old. Hearthstone, pretty old, I think. World of Warcraft, ancient, right? And some of these are reiterations of older titles as well. So, like, Counter-Strike is just a remake of Source, right? World of Warcraft is just a remake of EverQuest. Path of Exile is legitimately just pretty old. Dota 2, right? Remake of Dota. Yeah, League of Legends released in 2009. This is an 11-year-old game. Long time, dude. COD, the thing with the Call of Duty is Call of Duty gets less viewership on Twitch than you might guess, because Call of Duty has a very, very interesting cycle where, like, look at actually, you guys will remember this from Blackout. Anybody remember when Blackout came out? Huge amount of viewership, everybody plays it, right? But then after that, everyone kind of left. And that's sort of how Call of Duty works, is that, like, November, when the game comes out, like, huge viewership. December, pretty good. January, pretty good. After that, it sort of falls off. Call of Duty has a longer coattail than a lot of other games, but it's still pretty bad. Do you think it's hard to make a great game, or is just people are watching things from a generation? Well, just because people don't... So watching games, we see this in statistics all the time. Watching games isn't correlated to the number of people playing games necessarily. Look at mobile games, right? Nobody watches mobile games on Twitch, for example, but mobile games are fucking insanely popular, right? Like, there's like 5 people watching COD mobile on like fucking Caffeine TV or something, but like a lot of people play it. And there's also PC games like that too. For example, like Terraria or Stardew Valley doesn't have a big viewership on Twitch, but there are massive amounts of people that play those games. Like, I don't even think there's like some full-time Terraria streamers or something. There's always somebody playing it, but it's usually not their full-time thing. Whereas there are like full-time YouTubers that are making just Terraria, right? And so, like, Terraria is not a game that gets like incredible viewership, but if we look at like the Steam charts for it, it's like probably fucking insane. In almost every one of these games, people are playing against people, and so there is conflict. Aside from the final two, their content PvE is a shelf life. PvP is more likely to remain interesting. Yes, and it's very hard to make a good PvP game, apparently. So, like, a shit ton of people play Terraria, but, like, you know, it's not reflected in the viewership. The only PvE games on here are the ones that have just fucking insane, like, breakneck content schedules. Like, Hearthstone is insanely breakneck expansions all the time. Path of Exile, literally a new expansion every 3 months. League of Legends, constantly new champions, but you've got the PvP element there. Actually, shit, every game on this list has, like, constant updates. Besides Counter-Strike's so weird. Valve just makes something then leaves, and then it works. Unless it's Artifact, I guess. Artifact didn't work, did it? Ah. That game dropped like a sack of rocks. CSGO big with esports too? Yeah, but esports doesn't count for as much viewership as you might think. Does just chatting count as PvP? Definitely. All right, I want to watch Scissorin's video on he's doing like a new content thing. I'm interested in it. Scuff podcast is tomorrow. And then I have some, I'm probably going to get off soon-ish because I have some Eve stuff I want to do tonight. I'm making some big changes, boys. I'm scared but excited. What happened? Hi, is it time for the Friday PoE info review? Yo, thanks for the 5, man. Yeah, I'm making the biggest changes in my Eve career tonight. It's gonna. I'm very excited. I think it'll be much better for me, but it's also just really different. So I can't talk about it. I can't talk about anything about it, but it's all OPSEC shit. But it's big. Why don't you stream Eve? Because you don't want to watch it, even if you think you do. Do you stream games on another channel? Nope, I just play offline. This is the channel. This is what you get. Yeah, it's exciting. It's cool. I think I'm finally going to be playing Eve the way that I that like I really should be. I don't know how to describe it. Like it's kind of weird because like I'm a really just real quick Eve talk. Sorry, there'll be like 2 seconds. I'm a really high skilled pilot, but I haven't really done things that reflect that. And I think it's like it'll be really good for me to like branch out and like try. So I'm gonna be trying some things at Eve that I haven't done before, and I think they're way above my skill cap and potentially like what I'm going to be capable of accomplishing. But I think it's going to be with some really cool people, and hopefully it goes well. Mm-hmm. Hi, I mentioned that you're looking for talent cards. Have you received any responses? Yeah, actually, as a result of that talk, I got one person who made me a pretty sweet video about LinkedIn, which I need to get back to. Raxif pointed out. And then I had another person make me an example talent card, which I haven't looked at yet. But some people made me some stuff. I haven't really been reading all this shit. There's so much stuff coming out. I just want to play. So much fucking shit coming out. Or read the patch notes. I can probably show you the talent card they made me. I don't think there's anything weird on it because it's just information about me, which you guys already know, most likely. Let me try to open it. Okay, here you go. So this guy just made this for me. And I guess I just have to kind of evaluate it. It's a little bit busy. It looks... So I have a talent card in Google Docs right now. But it's like the right idea. Because I mentioned that in the next couple of weeks, I'm going to be hiring someone to do talent cards for all of our broadcasters. But I wonder if I can we can make this a little bit less busy. The current one that I use is just a Google Doc that I send to people for like speeches and stuff. It's !! Consulting, I think. I hate this picture of me though. Yeah. Everyone uses it because it's a picture that was taken to me in esports. This is my normal one that I use. And even though it has a lot of information on it, I think it's cleaner than the talent card that got sent to me. But then again, the things that I do are different from what we need for like talent we represent. So maybe this would work better for someone that doesn't have as much information. Like for me, like all this is like really important because I'm doing speaking engagements and consulting gigs. But for someone that's like, we're just like, I don't know. But yeah, the point is I gave a talk at a university last night and I was talking about how show your work, right? Like if you want to work with someone, show them what you can do. And you might want to put in the work initially to do it, even though it's going to be like free and you might not get a response. But if you do get a response, like you'll need to hit it out of the park right once, right? This is just an actual headshot that I got when I was at CLG. And it just looks very intimidating. So I like the picture that I have on my Twitter profile a lot better. Which is... this one. Love this picture. This one looks like I'm about to, like, this one looks like that, like, I'm about to tell you to eat a bag of dicks and then fuck your mom. Which, I mean, it's relevant in some instances, but... sometimes I am going to fuck your mom, but... it's not good for every situation. That's the last thing a softcore player sees. You look like some yoga teacher there. I did yoga every day at this point. That's probably why I looked like that. Yeah, it's a very esports picture for sure. My mom's 68. I'm sure she'd love some action. Go for it. Yeah, man. That's not much older than me. I'm down. When you're a drill, everything looks like a hole. Is that how that saying goes? You look like you're about to sell a life coaching course in that picture. I wish, dude. I'd be much richer if I sold a course. Do you sometimes play League of Legends? No. I'd rather drag my balls through volcanic glass than play League of Legends. I only play EVE Online and Path of Exile if it's out. I did already talk about the Destiny situation in depth. I think we've covered everything there. I don't know if we're actually going to make it a YouTube video either. I don't think it's like particularly interesting. But I would be willing to talk to Destiny on stream about it if he's interested. Though he could also just watch the VOD and get everything. Or maybe already has. Yeah, just catch the VOD. League should be considered self-harm by Twitch. Hey, Devin, I'm learning more about VC. What kind of rate of return is common for VC and esports? Fucking 0? What do you mean? Okay, I'll draw it out for you, okay? Imagine a gigantic vacuum cleaner, and you as a venture capital firm. No. Imagine a giant wood chipper, and you as a venture capital firm have a wheelbarrow of money, okay? And you shove the money into the fucking wood chipper. That's your esports return. A bunch of shredded paper. And maybe some dog shit that got in there by mistake. Pub Scrub, thanks for the 3, brother. I don't think there's been a single company that did a round in esports that's actually got their return on investment, including like the insane ones like 100 Thieves or FaZe Clan or things like that. Did you guys see that shit from Philip DeFranco about how his FaZe Clan got that fucking PPP loan? Holy shit. This pissed me off. You can learn a ton from working at people's recommended videos on YouTube. Let's see. Japanese lo-fi music. Okay, that's good. I play that for the stream. Revealing YouTube secrets. This is because I watch a lot of Moist Critical. Mix of metal music, because that's what I really listen to when I'm offline. More stream music. Joe Rogan. Zizarin, because we just watched this. More metal and more metal. Yep, sounds like me.
Did you guys hear about this shit? We didn't have access to testing, so we also had no idea at the time when we would be able to produce new content. We felt this was the best avenue that would help us weather the storm. And also arguing that the company is different from Mr. Beast's personal account.
This will blow your mind.
All charitable donations, including a $150,000 to Black Lives Matter and $250,000 to Special Effect, of course, did not come from company resources. Then, of course, as mentioned, the article mentions Jeffree Star, who they note was listed among Forbes' highest paid YouTubers in 2018, with Forbes reporting that he brought in $18 million that year, and his makeup company, Jeffree Star Cosmetics, was worth an estimated $100 million. Though they do also note that he took a hit because Morphe cut ties with him. Also, noting here that all of that happened after.
How can you put esports leader and inspirational speaker on your CV and not feel like an idiot? Wait, what? Well, I'm an esports leader because I've run 2 companies in the esports space, so I think that qualifies that for my title. Inspirational speaker is because I've gone across the country talking at dozens and dozens of places to thousands of people about motivation. So again, I think there's some projection here. I think if you put that on your CV, you would, that would be the parody. But I'm quite qualified to have that.
He was already approved for the loan on May 3rd. And then finally, you have FaZe Clan, which the article says is currently valued at $240 million and ranks 4th on.
Send me your resume. If it's better, I'll remove it.
Forbes' most valuable esports companies. Also here, the head of communications for FaZe Clan confirmed to Mashable that they did receive $1.1 million.
Okay, listen to this.
Also, really significantly here, the outlet notes that in early April, just a few weeks before they were given that loan, the organization had just closed out a $40 million funding round that also secured an
You have a real job. Yeah. What's that then?
exclusive partnership with Network, which is an e-commerce platform that also works with Nike and Puma, with it going on to say that at the time, FaZe Clan CEO Lee Trink told Forbes, "I do not look at this terrible moment as an opportunity, but we are fortunate we are in the right industry for a moment like this."
Okay, listen to this. Okay, we missed it because of that idiot. Like, here we go. All right.
$1 million funding round that also secured an exclusive partnership with Network, which is an e-commerce platform that also works with Nike and Puma.
Okay, so we got to back up because we missed the whole thing. All right.
Fourth on Forbes' most valuable esports company.
So FaZe Clan is valued at $240 million.
Also here, the head of communications.
But they approved a $1.1 million loan.
For FaZe Clan confirmed to Mashable that they did receive $1.1 million. Also, really significantly here, the outlet notes that in early April, just a few weeks before they were given that loan, the organization had just
they closed a $40 million funding round 2 weeks before they applied for PPP.
Closed out a $40 million funding round that also secured an exclusive partnership with Network, which is an e-commerce platform that also works with Nike and Puma, with it going on to say that at the time, FaZe Clan CEO Lee Trink told Forbes, "I do not look at this terrible moment as an opportunity, but we are fortunate we are in the right industry for a moment like this, when everyone is turning to esports and streaming, and we are positioned to be bigger on the other side of it."
Then this fucker basically says that the industry is better for him. They're doing well, right? This is what you say when you're doing well. We're in the right industry for this. Everything is turning to esports and streaming. We're better being on the bigger side of it. Bitch, then why are you applying for government assistance? What the fuck? What are you doing?
It gets the general idea some people get when they hear that is, okay, so you were set up for success in this moment, which of course you weren't rooting for. But if that was the case, why would you need this PPP loan that could have actually gone to a much smaller business, or actually
good question,
a few smaller businesses? And regarding that, we saw Trink give a statement to Mashable about the loan, saying that the business had expanded its staff in January and that they were grateful for the loan because it has allowed us to retain 100% of our employees.
Now, you would think that if you just got $40 million 2 weeks ago, right, that you would be able to retain 100% of your employees. You would think, right?
Despite having to reduce our revenue projection by many millions in esports alone.
Oh, but we got to reduce the amount of we've had to guys. It's been really tough. We've had to reduce our revenue projection. We're instead of making a shit ton of money, we're just gonna have to downgrade that to a fuck ton. That's really unfortunate.
Due to the pandemic, and adding that they always intended to pay back the loan in full. Though we also did see some people confused by that statement. One of the main things with the PPP loans is that if you jump through the right hoops, these are actually forgivable loans. Right? And so with this story coming out, we saw a number of people responding on social media, mad that these people and these companies got this money instead of what they considered much smaller businesses. Right? With people noting that tons of businesses have had to close because they could not get PPP loans. We also saw some taking specific aim at Mr. Beast, with people writing things like, "Small businesses desperately applying for PPP loans and shutting down after not receiving it." Or
this is the Mr. Beast thing is pretty crazy, actually.
Others like him. He has no right to take government money and then re-give out to those he deems worthy. That's simply powerful people playing with money. But also, on the other side of this, you had people saying, no, Mr. Beast actually does deserve it. This because despite whatever his own personal wealth is,
I don't know if I have an opinion
people. Also with what he has, he helps.
On the Mr. Beast thing. But apparently, it's all Mr. Beast applied for a PPP loan, but like his business is like fucking killing it.
People, he also gives money away.
But he said that he actually had like a legit excuse, unlike FaZe Clan, where he said that like FaZe Clan literally just like, yep, we're doing great, everything's great, and we have money from the government, and that's great too. But Mr. Beast like had some quote where he said that apparently a bunch of videos fell through, that COVID like fucked up his business pretty bad, and that his personal net worth is not reflective of his business, and so that's why he had requests for
and also a kind of more
that he lost a bunch of ad revenue, whatnot.
You had people arguing that these companies and creators are not directly to blame, and that if anything, it's really on the government to decide who the loans go to and distribute the money. Which I will say here, this is kind of just the most recent version of this story. Right, as I mentioned earlier, you had that Shake Shack example, but also you have other big organizations: Ruth's Chris Steakhouse, Potbelly's Sandwich Shop, the Catholic Church, the Lakers, as well as companies owned by incredibly wealthy celebrities getting PPP loans, like Chloe Khloe Kardashian, Kanye West, Reese Witherspoon. And while also here, of course, there's always the argument that people should have never applied in the first place. We've also now seen hard evidence on a ton of issues with how this money has been allocated from the top down, right?
The bank told us to apply. We got a PPP loan, and we spent 100% of it on payroll, which I think is what you're supposed to do, right? And we hired 3 new people, yeah, and I think that's like what you're supposed to do with it, right? Like stimulate the economy, and like I don't see.
This month, the House Oversight Committee concluded that thousands of PPP loans were given to companies that should not have received them.
Yeah,
and according to a report released just last Tuesday by the Select Subcommittee on the Coronavirus Crisis,
these
turns
dudes
out the Trump administration
Lamborghinis
gave out some loans to companies that didn't even fill out complete applications. This, in addition to providing hundreds of loans to government contractors that had previously been flagged for significant performance and integrity issues, as well as giving nearly $100 million to companies that were literally ineligible for PPP money. This because they had been banned from doing business with the federal government. And at the same time, other studies and reports have found that many large companies got loans before small businesses, who horribly were largely left out of the first round of loan distributions despite needing the money the most. In fact, economists at the University of Chicago and MIT found that just 15% of companies in the areas most affected by declines in hours worked and business shutdowns received PPP funding.
Dude,
and in fact, in areas least affected, 30% of companies received PPP funding. And even beyond that, there are a ton of problems with the data and records of the loan.
So the government enforced all this, so there'll be literally no consequences? We got an email from the SBA that said that they're forgiving all loans under $3 million. And that literally they don't even care how, they're not even going to track how we spend the money. Originally, when we got the loan, they said that we would have to spend 30% on overhead, like rental expenses, things like that, which we were fine with, and then 70% on payroll. But it ended up that they literally just were like, just kidding. We have nobody that's actually going to track that. So you can just do whatever you want with the money. Well, I mean, we ended up doing it on, we did the ethical thing, which was, I think, stimulate our payroll anyway. We could have just kept it. Nobody would have said a thing.
That not only call into question how the program is managed, but also how effective it has been in helping companies keep employees on the payroll. According to a report from the Los Angeles Times, out of the roughly 4.9 million loans awarded as of July, over 550,000 approved applications listed 0 jobs retained, and over 320,000 left it blank entirely. With the Times also reporting that many...
It's so fucking crazy. What the fuck? So you could tell that nobody even looked through these.
0 jobs
or verified anything.
320,000 left it blank entirely. With the Times also reporting that many small businesses were approved for loans much larger than what they actually got, and that there was no explanation for the discrepancy in the data. And all of that is...
At least there's no money for stupid shit like healthcare and education. Yeah.
Extremely notable, because one of the only things that Republicans and Democrats can agree on right now regarding the next coronavirus stimulus package is giving out more PPP. And if there is an issue with that, that needs to be addressed. But with all that said, I would love to know your thoughts on this. All right, we've talked about a version of this situation that's a little farther away from our home, right here on YouTube, right? More mainstream celebrity type companies. But when you hear the news that a FaZe Clan, a Jeffree Star, or Mr. Beast got a PPP loan, what are your thoughts on that? Do you think that it makes sense? Because regardless of how much perceived massive wealth they have, at the end of the day, they are a small business, right? They technically qualify. They, as an individual, should not have to take a personal hit. Or no, you think at the end of the day, it is a moral and individual choice. But if you have an organization that is valued at $240 million, that just closed a $40 million round, that they should either not receive it or be further back in a priority, and that the money first go to more mom and pop businesses. I would really love to know your thoughts on this one. And actually, the last thing we're going to talk about today, we touched on for a second, coronavirus relief. Will we see a bill?
It's a completely different scale, but do you think it's similar to big streamers, others that don't need it to participate in Cash App giveaways? No, that's a totally different thing. Cash App giveaways are a sponsorship thing. Cash App is choosing to give that money to broadcasters in order to promote its products and services. That's totally fine, right? You want to, the big difference between that is, okay, listen, here's the big difference, okay? My dumbass pays taxes to the U.S. government, and their even bigger dumbass gives that fucking money to FaZe Clan so that Lee Trink can buy another fucking yacht, okay? But Cash App, all right, unless I'm a shareholder, I don't give them any money. And even if I was a shareholder, it's in exchange for it. And so Cash App, they can do whatever the fuck they want, okay? Square is making that happen for themselves. They've got their product and service. All of it's optional. The problem with me with giving government money to fucking FaZe Clan that got a $40 million raise 2 weeks before and also they've been making they've gotten a shitload of investment capital and everything too, is I'm literally paying for FaZe Clan to be in business. Right? Like, because I pay my taxes. That's taxpayer money. That's taxpayer money that's going out to those businesses that don't need it. And that sucks. It feels real bad.
Pass to help the millions of Americans that are suffering right now? And the answer is probably not. While I was filming today's show, we saw Republican and Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell tweet, every Senate Democrat just voted against hundreds of billions of dollars of COVID-19 relief. They've blocked money for schools, testing, vaccines, unemployment insurance, and the Paycheck Protection Program. Their goal is clear: no help for American families before the election. And the unfortunate thing with this story is it appears that it is largely partisan politics. Right, so it appears that both sides do want to have a coronavirus relief package. But the difference that we've seen in the proposals is massive, right? There's been a coronavirus relief package in play since May. This because back in May, the House of Representatives, or notably the House Democrats, passed a $3 trillion bill, with their proposal including, among other things, an extension
There's supposed to be another PPP loan, but I don't know if there is. Thanks for the 3, Shin. I'm here every day, man.
That's $600 a week for people that are unemployed, $500 billion for state governments, $375 billion for local governments, $175 billion for testing and other health-related expenses, $75 billion for housing assistance, $25 billion for the U.S. Postal Service, $10 billion for small businesses, $3.6
When was this video uploaded? Yesterday?
For election security and preparation. This would also provide another round of stimulus checks, up to $6,000 per household. Individuals earning up to $75,000 will get
$6,000 per household. Holy fuck! Jesus Christ. Dude, if that happens, I need to get the fuck out of cash. Holy shit. I need to, like, go buy some fucking apartments or something. That's going to be some fucking hyperinflation shit. It costs, like, fucking $10,000 for a goddamn orange.
One-time $1,200 check, and couples earning up to $150,000 would be eligible for $2,400. Also for dependents with a maximum of 3, regardless of age, you would get $1,200 each. This because the first round of stimulus.
My mom approves these loans. You'd be surprised how often the systems they use fail and crash. I don't know much about it, but I do know the work is tedious. I would not be surprised at just how many people approve them. Drive those numbers up in the eyes of their supervisors. Yeah, well, you can think about the scale of people that are applying, the amount of auditing that needs to be done, the amount of hires that need to be done, and then the time frame. Like, these people, it's like such an insanely hard problem to contemplate, right? Well, it's fucking crazy. The loans are managed and distributed by all the major banks and not the federal government. Well, that's not entirely true. The loans are distributed by banks, but they're approved by the SBA, which is the federal government. So there's still a massive amount of government oversight over those loans. So distribution is a little bit is a little bit diversified, but even then, I mean, you need to divert private resources to make those things happen.
Stimulus checks excluded dependents that were older than 16, including many college students and even a good chunk of high schoolers. And the general idea with this proposal, as Axios explains, was that Democrat House leadership sees the
I'm legit worried about inflation.
proposal as a way to lay down a marker regarding their priorities and force congressional Republicans and the Trump administration to the negotiating
But I don't know if that's ignorant. I don't think I understand enough about the economy.
Table. Right, and this because the Republicans control the Senate. The idea that this would pass the Republican-controlled Senate, it just wasn't going to happen. So what we ended up seeing was Senate Republicans proposing a $1 trillion bill, which we talked about back in July. But that bill largely fell apart, and so instead they put forward what has been described as a skinny bill. The price tag on this bill much lower, landing somewhere between $5.
Graham made a video on that. Can you link me it? Vanguard predicts lower inflation expectations for the next 10 years. Why?
And then what's up, guys? It's Graham here. So it finally happened. It's now official. We've been waiting weeks for this announcement to come to light, and until now, we've just been hypothesizing about what's going on and how this is going to impact everyone watching. But today, I'm very proud to say that I'm actually wearing pants today. if pajamas count as pants, which I think they do. But no, don't get too excited just yet. That's not the important announcement. Instead, it's what the Fed just implemented that not only affects the future value of your money and your investments, but also the entire economy and
See, okay, here's the thing. Graham Stephan is moving into assets. A lot of rich people are. A lot of rich people are buying things because they're not staying in cash.
how much you get paid in a savings
That's why the markets are so high.
account. Not only that, but depending on which side of this
But I'm
you're
really
on,
interested.
this
Graham understands this so much better than I do.
could either be really good news for you or really bad news for you, depending on what you do with this information. So here's what we're going to do. I'll explain exactly what these new changes are, what this means for the future of the real estate market, the stock market, inflation, and the value of your money, and then what you could do with this information to make the most of it. And I know I'm biased when I say stuff like this because obviously I'm the one who made the video, but I highly recommend you
Is that why Jeff Bezos' net worth keeps increasing? Yeah, this is a little bit overly complex, but the gist of it is that the stock market is a weighted index. People believe in the long-term health of tech companies. They have too much cash, so they're pushing that cash into equities and basically into stocks. And so companies like Amazon, Netflix, right, Square, things like that are increasing like unprecedented amounts of percentages. People are putting their money back into stocks because there's too much cash in the system as a result of like an 11-year bull market. And a lot of rich people are identifying that that's probably going to come to a close pretty soon. So they are putting money into real estate and other assets. The Fed basically reduced, the Federal Reserve basically reduced interest rates to 0%, which made borrowing unbelievably easy. And so people can borrow and reinvest in assets and get higher percentages. This is really complicated shit, and I'm not an economist. But I do follow it, but I understand this at a very rudimentary level. So please take that with a grain of salt. Like, this is really complicated shit.
You guys watch this one until the very end because these next
but Jeff Bezos' money is attached to the stock price of Amazon, right? Because his equity is reflective relative to the amount of stock that he holds.
10 minutes
and then the value of that stock.
Potentially save you a lot of money, and the more you know, the more money you could potentially save and make. And of course, if you appreciate information like this, just make sure to J-POW that like button until it turns blue. And let's make that like button hit its new all-time high, just like the stock market. Think of it a bit like a game. All you got to do is just press that button, and then that's it. You won the game. Thank you so much, and we'll begin right here. So this is what just happened and why it's so important. The Fed held a meeting yesterday morning with regard to the new policy on inflation, which is how much our money devalues over time relative to what you could buy with it. Like, you know how our grandparents would always tell us stories about how a movie used to cost a nickel or how you could go and buy a house for $30,000? And now a movie costs $30 through Disney Plus, and a house is more than you could ever possibly afford because someone else is willing to pay cash over asking without contingencies. Well, partially you could thank inflation for
that last sentence just demonstrated in one sentence how much Graham Stephan knows about real estate.
that. Over time, the cost of goods and services go up while the value of our money goes down. As a visual of how this works, I created a quick mock-up on Photoshop to show you guys in a very simple form
which is
exactly
a shit
what this
ton.
means. It's like saying one of these fun coupons can be redeemed for this disgusting Starbucks coffee. It seems like a fair trade, right? One fun coupon, one coffee. Now, at a normal
My family just bought a house with cash. That's not smart. You always, generally speaking, again, not an economist, okay, but just generally speaking, you always want to buy a house on a mortgage, right? Because if you, let's say you can get a 1 to 3%, let's say you get a 5% mortgage, right? All of the, especially now, like I'd say like a 3 to 5% mortgage is like incredibly realistic. But you are basically, the question you're asking is, okay, if I pay for something in cash, that cash is gone. If I mortgage, I hold on to more of my cash in the short term and I pay over the long term. And the question you ask yourself is, if I have a 3% mortgage, can I get more of a return than 3% if I put that cash into other things? 99.9% of the time, you can get a return of 3%, better than 3%, doing fucking anything, right? So there's a certain cost to putting all that money back into a house immediately. And so even that's why very rich people like Graham Stephan, they have mortgages because they understand that principle, right? So like, for example, this is like an extreme example, but I think it illustrates it. If you take, let's say it costs you $100,000 to buy a house And so you have $10,000 down payment. That's lost. That's cash that's gone. Sorry, people like fucking screaming. I'm losing my train of thought. You have $10,000 that goes into a down payment, and that cash is gone. Now you have $90,000 left over. So that $90,000 you could distribute over 30 years at 3%, or you could pay that $90,000 right now. So the $90,000 that you pay right now is gone, and you're not going to get the ability to do anything with that. Or you could put that money into Square, and you could have doubled your money over the course of the last 6 months, right? Which would have given you something close to like a 269% return, which is how much I made. Not on $100,000, or that'd be a lot of money. But like, to give you an example. So the point is, can you find something better in order to leverage your assets better than the 3%, right? That's the basic idea of never buying a house in cash. I can't really think of a reason why you would buy a house in cash. Thank you. My boyfriend bought 2 buildings a lot of time ago, and he got a loan instead of using his money, and I never understood why. First of all, good job catching that boyfriend. Second of all, yeah, that is why. Yeah.
If Starbucks has as many coffees as there are fun coupons in circulation, all is well and there's no inflation. But when there are more fun coupons printed than there are coffees for sale, more people begin using their fun coupons. Starbucks sees demand for their coffees rise because there are more fun coupons than coffees to redeem them for, and so they do what any reasonable business does. They raise prices. Now it takes 2 fun coupons to buy that same 1 coffee because everyone has fun coupons, but not everyone has coffee. Remember, the coffee is still the exact same, but now your fun coupons are worth half of what they used to be. The more demand there is for a product, service, or investment, the higher the price will go and the less your money buys you of it. Or in more simple terms, your money begins losing value the longer you go without spending or investing.
What the fuck is going on in my office? Holy shit.
Normally, it's not that big of a deal, and inflation happens pretty slowly. But now the Fed made some pretty substantial changes that have the impact to affect our money much faster than it did previously. And also, how much bang you could get for your buck. How is that for a cliffhanger at the end of this segment? Okay, so here's what the Fed just said, and then I'm going to be going over what this means and how you could use this to make money. Previously, the Federal Reserve has set an inflation target of about 2% per year. This means that every year, your money is going to be losing about 2% in value relative to what you could buy with it. So that item that was $100 last year is now selling for $102 today. Or if we flip things around, $100 you had last year is only worth $98 in today's money. Now, this is not a hugely significant change to the point where you need to start carting your money around to the grocery store to buy a loaf of bread like in Zimbabwe, or throwing everything into Bitcoin because you don't trust the Federal Reserve, but it's enough to incentivize people to spend or invest their money consistently. Otherwise, it's slowly going to lose its value. And that brings us to today. Like I mentioned, the Fed has been aiming for a 2% inflation rate beginning in 1996, and that was formalized in 2012 as the benchmark to hit every single year.
But there's no way
there's a problem. As they say, more money, more problems. In the past, they would sometimes hit that 2% inflation rate. Some years were higher than that, and other years were lower than that, but that didn't really matter. Each year is meant to be independent from the last, so it makes no difference what happened last year as long as this year you aim for 2%. But what ended up happening was that inflation has been consistently lower than 2% every year, leading the Federal Reserve to be underperforming against their 2% target. And listen up.
Isn't the actual inflation target different? Isn't real inflation different from targeted inflation in terms of the Fed? Isn't real... And also there's a further problem, right? Because real inflation affects people... real inflation affects people disproportionately across income classes. So there's more people being affected adversely from inflation that are poor than there are rich people. Rich people are affected less by inflation. So this is confusing as fuck. Okay.
I know you're probably thinking by now, but Graham, I don't care what you're talking about. I want to know what to do with my money right now. Stop rambling. And yes, I'm getting there, but once you understand how this all works, it's all going to piece together and make sense. Anyway, because the Federal Reserve has not been seeing its 2% inflation rate every year, and this year is pretty much no inflation because everyone is hoarding onto their fun coupons and not redeeming them for Starbucks coffee, we could let inflation go as high as it needs to as long as we just average out eventually to 2% a year. That means if we see 1% inflation every year for 10 years, the Fed would have no problem with 16% inflation the following 3 years, just if that averages out to 2% a year. That also means if we take our average inflation rate since 2012, we come up to an average amount of 11.8% worth of inflation over the last 8 years. Under this, over the next year, the Fed could potentially drive up inflation 6.2%, and then technically they're able to hit their average long term of their 2%. Think of this almost like making up for lost time or encouraging short-term inflation with the expectation that they can always bring it down in the future once the economy recovers. When it comes to this, let's talk about the good news first, and then we'll talk about the bad news, because everyone likes the good news first, right? Maybe not, but anyway, here's the good news. For investors, this means the value of your investments could be going up. That's because, generally speaking, asset prices like stocks and real estate rise on pace with inflation. As more money becomes available within our economy, either from lower interest rates or from more money being printed into circulation, usually that money is spent and then dispersed back into the economy, inadvertently boosting up stocks and real estate prices as people earn and spend more. Many investments are also seen as a hedge against inflation for that very reason. Like, a house is always going to be a house, and over the long term, housing prices have generally risen alongside inflation. That means that hypothetically, if inflation is 5% next year, housing prices should also rise hypothetically an extra 5%. And when rates are cheap like they are right now, people are able to borrow more money and spend more money, which at some point or another flows back into the stock market. Now, second, for anyone holding on to loans, especially mortgages, this could be a really good thing. Like, if you have a 2% mortgage on a property, but inflation is 3% per year, that means that that loan is becoming cheaper to pay off every single year because inflation is just eroding away at that value. Remember, 100 years ago, $20,000 has the same buying power as $259,000 has today. So in that example, you would be getting $259,000 worth of value for the price of only $20,000 today. So your mortgage combined with inflation works pretty much the same way. The third, higher inflation also makes our national debt much easier to pay off, to the point where the longer you don't pay it off, the cheaper it becomes. Right now, with interest rates near zero, the national debt almost costs nothing to keep on the books. And if inflation is 2 to 3% every single year, it's almost like the national debt is being reduced by 2 to 3% every single year just because of inflation. It's kind of like the example I just mentioned.
Fuck, man, it is, I'm sorry to interrupt, it is so crazy that this guy can explain this kind of stuff and get these kind of views doing it. This is the highest CPM category for YouTube. This video probably made like 10K.
Being able to borrow $27 trillion in the year 2020 and effectively paying it off 100 years from now with the value of $1.8 trillion, even though we've spent and borrowed $27 trillion today. So overall, the winners here are the people who have investments, who take out well-calculated fixed rate, low interest rate loans and then hold long term. In this scenario, low interest rates and high inflation could potentially boost up your net worth and help make you more money. But I'll be honest, it's not all rainbows and sunshine, and there will be people who will lose money alongside with this, and here's the bad news. Now, the first person who's going to lose in this is the person who's not investing their money, plain and simple. If you haven't
the problem I have here is, like, what happens if the market crashes simultaneous to, well, then I guess we have a deflationary spiral, right? Because cash gets lost. So he's basically saying that if you hold on to cash, you're fucked. That's what I'm listening to. But if you hold on to cash, put it into investments, and the market crashes, like a lot of people think it will, then you're also fucked. So the answer probably is to buy real estate. Because then you're not fucked, you have physical assets. That's the only thing that I think is the answer. I gotta take a leak. Hold on. Think more about it. I swear to God, the older you get, the better it feels to pee. I actually cannot wait until I'm like 80 and I pee. It's going to be insane.
Investing your money this year, your money's already lost value and purchasing power compared to where we were in the beginning of the year, at least with stocks and asset prices. What would have cost you about $100 in the beginning of January is now costing you about $120 today, or in some cases, it's costing you triple the price of what it was in January. That's not good for anyone who's sitting on the sidelines just waiting to see what happened or hoping that stock prices would end up going down, because so far, it's only cost you more money. Now you're going to have to pay way more money to buy the same S&P 500 as it would have cost you back in January. The reality is that the people who are not investing their money right now are losing value compared to what their money could have bought. Now remember, I'm not saying there can't be another crash, or this is not to say that the stock market is only going to be going up. Who knows? But long term, I would bet 20 years from now, prices are going to be significantly higher than they are today. Now second, people who are just saving money are going to lose in this situation. Because the Fed is encouraging more inflation, that means your savings are going to be worth a little bit less each and every year that you don't either spend or invest in.
Doesn't this mean that together with the massive printing of the US dollar is going to be weaker in Forex? If I have any piece of advice for you, dude, it's don't think about foreign exchange. I think that's a shit show. International currencies are probably beyond anybody. That's some fucking Balrog shit. Don't invest in Forex. That shit's fucking insane.
Now, of course, don't get the wrong idea, because you should be keeping some cash on the sidelines for an emergency fund or just for your normal...
There's so many things going on within Forex that it's like almost impossible. Yeah.
Expenses.
It's really hard to figure out.
You should always aim to keep that money in a high-interest savings account, or just some account that pays you even a marginal amount of interest so you don't lose as much money. And you really shouldn't keep any more than about a 6 to 8 month emergency fund in most...
Tio Rico, every single thing that you've said in my chat is you're wrong or whatever with no justification. Vibe ban. Email me if you ever want to get unbanned and explain yourself. I don't like people like you in general, because I ask people to have a more thought out process as to like why we're wrong, so we can have a discussion rather than just being a fucking shitlord in my chat.
Most situations. So basically, if all you're doing is saving money without investing any of it, you're gonna have a bad time. That means the best course of action right now is just this. 1, don't keep too much cash on hand without having a short-term purpose for the money. Like, don't keep tens of thousands of dollars just sitting in a checking account somewhere.
And for the record, I'm also not wrong about Forex. Vastly more people lose money investing in Forex than they do gaining it. The vast majority of people that leverage on foreign exchange lose money doing it. There are far more people that lose money on Forex than there are make money on Forex.
With no plan or reason behind it, just waiting to see how things play out. It's one thing if that's your emergency fund, fine, that's okay. But if you're keeping more than you need to there for way too long, it's just going to end up losing value. Second, you should always just keep investing your money and then hold. I'll be the first to admit, what we've been seeing right now is absolutely crazy, and people are investing everything they can into the markets with the expectation that there will be inflation, but just keep in mind, as of right now, we're not seeing that much inflation, and the only prices that have been going up are asset prices. Like,
I feel like I'm one of the people that Graham Stephan says is going to lose right now. I have so much money in cash because I feel like the market's going to go down at some point, and I want to reinvest at that point. But what I'm actually doing is I'm basically just, it's becoming more and more expensive. What I'm worried about is that the market does crash and then I lose a bunch of value. But his counter to that is, well, you just wait 20 years and then it comes back up. Read the Vanguard report off stream. Yeah, I will. Mm-hmm.
Like stocks, gold, and real estate, because everyone...
Basically, if you can, let's say the value of your... And then the other real strong argument for fucking investing is like, man, maybe the Fed doesn't let the market crash, honestly. Because it's like, if we look back in March when the market lost like 20 or 30% of its value, the Fed just immediately went on, right? Like instantaneously, there's like 0% interest rates, fucking billions and zillions of dollars. Like I don't even know if the Fed is actually interested in or is going to let that happen. Like, that's a whole nother thing too.
Everyone's been buying into them. Sure, some businesses have absolutely been hit.
I'm a bear who's been crushed and I gave up. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
very hard, but tech so far has been unstoppable. That means you should only be investing money that you're not going to need for the next 10 or 20 years because anything else that happens in the short term is completely unpredictable.
Okay, I think that's literally the most important thing he just said in this entire video.
Tech so far has been unstoppable. That means you should only be investing money that you're not going to need for the next 10 or 20 years because anything else that happens in the short term is completely unpredictable.
Straight up, that's it. That's it. That's the video.
The last thing you want to do is buy in because you're afraid of missing out, and then the market ends up going down, and you panic sell, and then as soon as you sell, the market ends up going back up again.
Like, let's say you're in a situation where you're in stocks, they've decreased 40% of their value, and they hold on to that for like 4 or 5 years. If you need that money, you sell at a loss. If you don't, you can hold on until it recovers, which it almost certainly will, right?
And now you've lost money. And third, it's also just as equally important to...
This is another reason people living paycheck to paycheck are totally fucked. People that are living paycheck to paycheck have always been fucked, but the thing is, like, if you're living paycheck to paycheck, you have a totally different mindset. Like, your mindset needs to be more about how to increase your personal value. So, like, if I'm living paycheck to paycheck, I would be thinking about, like, how can I double the amount of income I have coming in, or how can I reduce my expenses, or both. But if you have a lot of spare cash, you're not thinking about that. You're thinking about, okay, how can I hold on to my, to use a very colloquialism, like, how do I hold on to my nest egg? So it's just a different matter of priorities. Of course, people that are fucked, that are, you know, like the average American is thousands of dollars in credit card debt, has no control over their financial freedom or future. Those people need to think about, okay, how do I reduce my expenses? How do I get consistent income? And then they can be in that. What is a lot of cash in your mind? Well, a lot of cash in my mind is very different from what I think an average American would have in terms of excess cash. So I don't think, like, my vision of it is not productive. High value or high income skill to learn, and why is it marketing and sales? Yes. Credit card debt, LOL, you mean student loans. LOL, no, I mean credit card debt. The average American is $4,000 in credit card debt. Student loans as well. That's the debt on top of debt. Just leverage into ETFs until you're confident. I mean, I think Graham's point is we're never going to be confident. Student loans average $24,000 to $34,000. Yes, but it's significantly less APR. So, like, your APR rates for $4,000 at 20% can be way more deadly than a less than 1% student loan over 30 years. Does that make? Do you understand why? If you're in a credit card, you have 20% APR, and you can't pay it, right? Then that becomes untenable to deal with at some point. Whereas, like, APR for student loans is almost irrelevant in a lot of cases. That's the difference. You're dealing with less. You're dealing with less value, but you have a way higher. It's way higher threat because it's way higher percentage points. So it's like, okay, I offer you two deals. All right, you're gonna have $5,000 of credit card debt at 20% APR. Or or $15,000 of debt at 1% APR. I'll take $15,000 any day. If I assuming I can't pay off either, right? The total value is more, but I stand to lose a lot more because I can't pay them off. If that makes sense.
Stay employed, continue to learn and expand your skills, and negotiate a competitive salary as often as you can so you make sure you're fairly compensated for your work. That way you could have a consistent income, you'll save money, and you'll have more money left over to save and invest.
The right thing to do for people that are on paychecks is find out how to increase your personal value. Okay, if you make $20 an hour, find out how to make $40. And if you spend $2,000 a month, find out how to spend $1,500.
About this, for whatever that's worth, I think it can be a good measure depending on how it's utilized. I think by allowing the Fed some years where inflation can exceed 2% would help them steer the economy in the right direction instead of trying to jerk it around year by year trying to get as close to 2% as possible. As long as inflation is somewhat reasonable and predictable year by year, that's all that really matters in the grand scheme of things. Although still, no one knows what the full outcome of this is going to be or how much inflation is really going to ramp up once the economy fully reopens. happens. Some people also argue that this is just a way for the Fed to let inflation go crazy because they can't possibly lower rates any further. And other people argue that this move is just to boost up stock prices. They can put more money in it. Jim Cramer even said on CNBC that this new policy was incredible for investors.
Can we not use Jim Cramer as a credible source for anything, please?
Noting that this would likely help with the markets rise even further. But who knows? I'm not an economist, and really all we could do is stick with our long-term strategies, don't save too much money without investing some of it, and smashing the
How is that guy not had a fucking heart attack?
Button for the YouTube algorithm. I wouldn't be too concerned about this, but this should be a good reminder that you should never keep too much cash on the sidelines without investing it, and anytime you do invest it, just invest with the long-term outlook of buy and hold. So with that said, you guys, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Make sure to subscribe, hit the like button, and notification bell. Also, feel free to add me on Instagram. I post there pretty much daily, so if you want to be a part of it there, feel free to add me there, as in the second.
Graham Stephan makes a fucking haunting amount of money off of YouTube videos, dude. It's insane because the financial category on YouTube is currently the highest CPM rates out of any other category on YouTube. Holy shit, it's 6 o'clock? I'm fucking out of here. God damn, I got some Eve shit to do. All right, end of stream. End of stream. That's it. We're done. Look in the meme chat. Okay. Hang on. Is this your talent card? Devin Nash, #1 in the gaming industry. Devin Nash is a basement-dwelling troglodyte that plays EVE Online and sometimes PoE. Okay. Has he done anything cool? Former CEO of CLG, top 001% Twitch streamer, best marketer in the Milky Way, hottest dance moves in Seattle. Examples, dabbing. What the fuck is this? What am I even doing here? Was it Where did you find these fucking pictures, dude? What am I where did you find this? Is this with Hot Chubby? Holy shit. Coolio, this dude seems pog. How do I contact him? Don't smile. Top tier. We should give Captain Turtle a job of some kind. I still owe Captain Turtle money. He's gonna come with he's gonna mob boss me. Don't smile. Good shit. Don't has such ominous energy. I love it, dude. All right, I gotta go pay Captain Turtle. Okay, I will see you guys again on Monday. Thank you guys for coming out. Good ass week today. Our good good streams this week. Thank you guys for being here. We tried a lot different this week, and it seemed to have worked out. I'll see you guys again next week. So as a reminder, next week, Monday through Thursday, I will be streaming. Friday is the launch of Path of Exile, and that's the end of my streams. I don't know when I'll be back after that. Maybe a couple weeks. Thank you guys very much for being here. Good streams. Join the Discord, discord.gg/Devin. It'll be very good. I'll see you guys there this weekend. Big hearts. Oh, I'll be back here in the office actually on the Scuff podcast tomorrow night because we're moving into Saturday for that. Okay. That's it. Goodbye. Thank you guys very much. Good streams. Good vibes. Thank you for all the subs, especially a huge shout out to Arcadum for the 50. That was insane. Appreciate it, you guys. Have a wonderful rest of your week then. Be good to each other and yourselves, please, please. I'll see you guys again soon. Take care. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Rip Grandma. Bye-bye.